Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. It's time for Sportstime on Sports56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sportstime is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We're out here at TPC Southwind. Day 2 well underway as a lot of the groups starting to make their way through 18 and wrap up for the day. But a lot of really, really fun action, including some big names like Scotty Scheffler, who's having a fantastic day 2. He's actually the leader right now. We'll talk a lot about what's going on out here at TPC Southwind, but a lot of other things to get into as we had preseason in the NFL last night. A lot of news out of the NFL and college football, so we'll discuss that. Talk some Major League Baseball. One game in action right now is the Cardinals and the Cubs. Cubs up 3-0 right now. Went into the 6th inning with a perfect game. The Cubs did, but the Cardinals able to break that. 3-0 right now for the Cubs. We'll talk some baseball, but a lot to get into. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
Brian, I'm doing great. We had dueling no-hitters through about the 5th in that game.
Is that right? Interesting.
And I mentioned it to Connor, and look what happened.
Okay, well, someone texted me and said Cubs have perfect game, and 2 seconds later,
so you blame them or thank them?
I blame them. I want to see a perfect game. I don't care who it is. I'll take a perfect game. So I blame them. I absolutely do. But
I bet it's a little cooler on the north side of Chicago.
I would say so.
Lake Michigan than it is in Memphis today.
Yes, it's another hot one.
It is.
I was listening. They were talking about it on.
It separated itself from yesterday.
No, it did. But it actually this afternoon has not been as bad as it was earlier today, which is interesting. Yeah, the clouds have really helped. They were talking about it on PGA Tour Radio earlier. Probably about 30 minutes to an hour ago, of how the temperature has kind of dropped 3 or 4 degrees. The humidity has dropped, so those clouds may be coming in handy.
Got a handy windbreaker?
Well, I might have to go buy one over there if I really need one. No, you definitely don't need one out here. But it has been a really, really fun day 2. By the time we're done, hopefully we'll be close to knowing what everything looks like for the weekend. Some of those tee times we'll definitely give you those if and when we get them. But setting up for a really fun weekend out here at TPC Southwind.
Scotty playing 16 right now, the very, very gettable par 5. At least think he would make birdie. But if he got eagle there and got today's round, the Friday second round, to 9 under, birdie 8, par at 17, birdie 18, 10 under 60.
Yeah. No, that would be really incredible. I mean, he's rolling
40 shots less than the temperature.
Well, yeah, that is exactly what that would be. But no, I mean, he's been locked in today. Has looked really, really sharp, and it wasn't something that fell off. I know we talked a lot yesterday about some of the guys starting off pretty well, having good rounds early and then kind of struggling on the back 9. But no, that's not the case for Scotty. Birdie on the first 5, 6 of the first 7 were birdies for him. Did have a bogey on 8, birdied 10, bogey on 12, birdie 13, birdie 15, and like you mentioned, very gettable 16, an eagle opportunity there. We'll see what he does on that hole. But yeah, Scotty cooking on day 2 out here.
He sure is, and cooking is the right term because it is hot, but everybody be mindful, be aware, and have fun. I think a good crowd, especially considering a record heat dome, a heat dome that we'll be talking about 2026 and sadly the next to last tournament for a long time of really oppressive conditions.
Yeah, no, it's definitely warm out there, but like we were talking about yesterday, once you get out here, once you start walking around, a lot of shade. They've got the water pretty much everywhere. They've got the sunscreen station, so they make it really nice out here, even though it is hot, it is warm out here. They are making sure that people stay safe, people stay hydrated. I was even walking by 14 about an hour ago, and they have the Michelob Ultra or a Michelob Ultra tent there selling some beer, and one of the guys looked over the rail that worked there and he goes, "Hey man, you want water?" "I'll take it." And he handed me a water down. So everyone's really helpful out here, making sure everyone stays hydrated. So if Obviously, you know, if it's like I can't get out there because of the heat, understandable. But if it's kind of I want to go, but I don't want to be really hot, don't let that stop you from coming out here, because I do think they've done a really nice job of making sure everyone stays safe and hydrated.
They sure have. I watched Scotty and Rory to I thought a really big gathering on one tee to start his round, and he just made it look easy, making birdie on one, and then those gettable, approachable holes on the front that the whole field's really been eating up. 3, but for Scotty to birdie 5, that's all world birdie, even for these big boys.
No, it definitely is. I've tried to stay as far away as possible from Rory and Scotty. I know they got the crowds following them. That's who people want to see. You know, walking around, I was hearing people saying, "Well, let's try to go this way, and maybe we can see Scotty and Rory come through." So those are the two big names. Yesterday, the big name was Jordan Spieth. Not a great start for him. He bogeys 2. Looked like it was going to be tough on 3. He was able to save par on 3, then bogeyed 4. He's at even for the day. And when you look up and you see what Scotty's doing, see what some of these other guys on the course have been doing, you don't want to be in the situation Jordan Spieth's in, where he's almost done for the day. And we'll see what he does on these last 2 holes. But looks like it could be an even day for Jordan Spieth.
Nico Echeverria, he's T3 right now, round completed, 4 under, 66. He's at 6 under. I take Arkansas and Texas, big shootout this weekend between Scotty and Nico.
Yeah. I followed Rio and Nico on the back 9 just now, right before we got on. Right when we were signing on, they were wrapping up their round. So I was around there. That's a group, not a huge crowd following him. I think I was the only person following that group, but 2 really, really talented golfers, 2 younger guys that I think have really, really bright futures. And Nico, I thought did a really nice job. Both those guys got a little wild. He hit it over the tint behind 14. So that par 3, he hit it over the tent and then was able to get relief and was able to save par.
I told you the tent structures would help our games, didn't I?
Yes, and it helped Nico.
We were eating lunch. Yep. I promise you, good people, I said, if we played this course set up like this, it would be easier than if we played it in June without all the stands up. Because you could almost bomb for a lot of these areas and get relief no shorter to the hole, no closer to the hole.
Yeah, so he was able to get that and was able to save par there. But both those guys kind of got into some trouble at times on the back 9, but I thought did a really nice job of getting out of it. So, those are 2 fun guys, and I don't know where they'll end up. Like you said, Nico with a really big day today, but that might be a guy, if you're out here tomorrow, maybe go try to watch a couple holes from him because I think he has a really nice game.
Brian, and we have been out in how many holes you think you watched in person today?
3, 4. Probably 25 or 26, ooh, wow. I would say. Maybe give her plus 4, 3 or 4.
I'm at about 15 to 17, about 20 yesterday.
Yeah.
It was, I think, considerably hotter today, so less for me, but that's a lot of holes. But you nailed it yesterday. You said, no way Bobby Mack finishes the weekend.
Yeah.
He didn't even tee it up for round 2.
Yeah.
Heck, we'll wait until Sunday and get that big check.
Yeah, I thought we would at least see him get through today because we talked about it, and I don't know. I don't keep up closely with the FedEx Cup points, so I didn't know he was at 30. I didn't know what a dead last would do for him this weekend, if that would be too much to get him outside of the top 50. Looks like it probably did, and he made the decision. I did see some people on social media saying that it might be a knee that he's dealing with, that they've heard maybe dealing with a knee, but that it was nothing that would have kept him out. Like, obviously, if he was in contention, if he was playing well, it wasn't anything too rough where he was going to have to withdraw. But obviously, with that round yesterday, how hot it is, love Bob McIntyre. Bob McIntyre and heat do not mix, and I felt like it was a pretty good bet that he would not finish, would not be here on Sunday, and he didn't even make it to Friday.
Projected to fall from 31 to 36, so he would be in St. Louis.
So well then, hey,
outside of Atlanta.
I guess if
if he's injured,
that's a big thing. But you told me it's supposed to be pretty cool up in St. Louis next weekend, so maybe he looked at it and his team looked at it and said, look, if I can get these next 3 days to kind of just get off my feet, I know for a fact I'm going to be in there. With being dead last, I'm still going to be in there next week. Maybe we just take the rest of the weekend off, try to make sure I'm as in good of shape as possible for next week. We'll try to get back up in there into that top grouping and just see what happens. So, there was no way after yesterday's round that Robert McIntyre looked around and said, you know what, boys? I think we can do better than dead last. So, I think they probably got together last night over drinks, I'm sure, and said, yeah, you know what? Let's get out of here and let's get well and let's get cool.
Next week, I will be going to the BMW in St. Louis at historic Belle Reve, and the forecast, for what it's worth, but a week out, usually decent.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, high of 81, low of 62.
Well, hey.
Friday, high of 82, low of 63. Saturday, high of 83, low of 64. I'm just staying through those days. I'm going to come home Saturday afternoon. I better not hear one word about heat in St. Louis. Not one word.
Well, you're going to be the one that's going to need to pop into the to the fan shop and get you something long sleeved. I mean, yeah, that is it's going to be hot out, or it's going to be cold out there. Not hot. It's hot out here
compared to this.
Yeah, no. We're prepared for what?
But I think a good crowd.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, when it's this hot, I told you yesterday I had a couple buddies that were texting me early yesterday saying, I would come out here, but man, it's just too hot. So yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of people. Is that right? Well, that's really, really good. So, I would say for everything going on, how hot it is out here, yeah, I would say it's pretty good day. I'd say yesterday was decent, and I'd say yesterday pretty good as well. But again, I'm the worst person to ask that because the groups I followed today, not a ton of fanfare around them. So I could not tell you really how many people are out here.
Should I tell the story about us walking in last night?
Sure.
So we're walking in, and I said, it was so miserable.
Oh, I forgot about this.
It was so miserable today, Brian. You didn't see anybody going to the practice area afterwards. I don't get it out good. I said, well, look at there. There's somebody over there. Who would be doing that?
My guy.
PGA champion, Aaron Rye.
My guy, Aaron Rye, getting some work in after his round. And he had a pretty good day today. I never got eyes on Aaron Rye, but I was keeping up with his round. Let's see what he finished today. Oh, a 4 under today. Yeah, you absolutely take that. So no bogeys on the round. Had the 4 birdies.
And I saw him working afterwards today. I saw his gloves before I saw him.
That's right. Well, that's the dead giveaway. I mean, you can be a good distance away, and you see those 2 black gloves, and you know exactly who is up there. So
what else you always see with him? You see a smile.
Yeah, no, he does it the right way. I mean, it seems like everything you hear from the interviews to other players talking with him. I said yesterday that I went and watched a couple of his holes, and one of the guys that was following him said that he played with him in the Pro-Am the day before on Wednesday. Raved about him. Just said, just the nicest guy ever. Caddy's the nicest guy ever. Just chatting the entire round.
Anti-Patrick Cantley.
That's right. And so, it's fun to see those type of guys succeed. And obviously, his major win earlier this year was a lot of fun, and a really nice round for him today. But we've got a busy show over these next 3 hours, so let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, Alan Bell from Driving the Line. He'll join us. We'll talk some wagering with him. We'll get some Major League Baseball plays. Might get some. I don't want to put too much of an emphasis on asking for preseason NFL bets, but hey, if the action's there, is that right? Wow, that is really surprising. But we'll talk some preseason NFL with Alan Bell. We'll certainly get Alan Bell's thoughts on the Tennessee Titans last night, which I think I made it through a quarter of the Tennessee Titans game last night before
it's tough watch.
I saw the morning. No, I just passed out. I was dead.
You had no boss.
Yeah, the next thing I know, I'm waking up and it's morning. So we'll get Alan's thoughts on what the Titans showed last night against San Francisco, but a lot of plays from a B. 3:45, we'll give you a Sissy's Log Cabin leaderboard update. 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet. We'll talk more wagering with Bruce. As Bruce starting to roll out some of his preseason win totals for college football, so we'll get some of those from
Bruce was in
him.
The house last night for the Raiders.
Is that right? Oh, wow. So we'll have to get his thoughts on what he saw from the Raiders.
I think he's already taken a position on the Tigers against UNLV.
Okay, so we'll definitely get to that with Bruce Marshall at 4 o'clock. 4:30, he's joined us the last 2 days. We saw him earlier, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford in Carterville. He'll join us. We will talk about all of those beautiful Landers vehicles that you see around the course, but also we'll talk some wagering. We'll talk to Brad about what he's seen today out on the course. Will be a lot of fun at 4:30. 4:45, big number of the day. 5 o'clock, John Varlas, our traditional yearly visit with John Varlas from the Daily Memphian, and we'll talk a little bit of everything. We'll obviously get his thoughts on what's happening out here. High school football gets started next week, which is super hard to believe, but here we are with high school football, so we'll get his thoughts on all of that. Also, we haven't talked to JV since Memphis basketball landed the 3 local guys in the class of 2026, so we'll get his thoughts. I know he knows all 3 of those guys very well, so plenty to discuss with John Varlas. 5:30, we'll talk about what's trending. At that time, hopefully we'll be close to some tee times for tomorrow, at least kind of knowing what it looks like for tomorrow. We'll get into that, and then we will give you another Sissy's Log Cabin leaderboard update, and then we'll wrap up today's show with Mo's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. The dog days of summer, they are right now. Swimming pools as low as $19.99, patio furniture up to 50% off. Free theater seating with free theater seating. I think the heat's getting to me, Brad. I mean, good Lord.
Okay.
I cannot even get my words out today. Let's try it again from the top. Free theater seating set with purchase of any in-stock hot tub. And right now, receive a dog bandana and tennis ball with a purchase, and send them a picture of your pet with your newly purchased Family Leisure product and receive a $50 gift card. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40.
We are Sports Time live and local and with you until 6 o'clock. He's Brian. I'm Brett. Our producer's Connor Dacus back at the Flynn Broadcasting Studios. We're always live and local, always from our Family Leisure Studios. Wherever we are, on the road or in the studio, we're always in our Family Leisure Studios. And this week, we're at the hub along 18 at TPC Southwind, and it's been a great week. And our sponsors, we thank so much for that. It includes our title sponsor, Landers Ford, the leaderboard update sponsor, our great friends at Sissy's Log Cabin, the people at the Half Shell, Canale Funeral Directors, Huey's Restaurant, Colonial Country Club, Forest Hill Grill, Ronnie Grisani's, First National Bank, Holly Winter Jewelry, Jim's Place Grill, Bangers Pickleball, and Jason's Deli. We want you to text or call us at 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. In this hour, brought to you every day by the great people at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis, and that's at 2600 Ridgeway. And that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. Great offers on all 2026 models, and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is the action out here at TPC Southwind. Day 2 in the story of the day, and it's the story that everybody wants to see and wants to talk about. It is the second round for Scotty Scheffler. 8 under in the round, 10 under for the tournament as he's through 16, and just a really, really solid showing for him. Just a birdie on 16, so missed opportunity there for Scotty Scheffler, but still an unbelievable round for him. We'll see what he can do on 17 and 18, but he is the leader right now. It's a great day for Sung J M, who was 4 under through his round, back-to-back 66 for Sung J M. He's in second. Ludwig Aubert, he's still out there through 17, but he's 7 under for the tournament, 5 under for the day, so he's rolling after a little bit of a slow start yesterday in round one. Jordan Spieth, he's now 1 under. He's had back-to-back birdies on 16 and 17. We'll see how he wraps up on 18. He was one of those leaders yesterday when we ended round one. So we'll see where he ends 1 day later and what that means for him this weekend, as that would be an unbelievable story if Jordan Spieth could get the win this weekend. We did have one WD. It was Robert McIntyre, who didn't even tee it up today. He made the decision bright and early before anything got started that he was going home, and it was another rough day for Ryan Fox. Back-to-back 73s for him, 6 over. But that meant we had 2 solos today because Robert McIntyre made the decision before early today to leave town. So 2 solos out there on the course when we didn't think last week that we would even have 1 solo, now 2 solos. So kind of a weird, quirky day 2, but it's been a lot of fun out here.
But that's my top story. It can't be anything else but this second round as it broils and bakes right along. And now I think Ryan Fox has had a really good time in Memphis. I think there's been a lot of consuming from
good for him.
Claret Jug
good
this
for
week
him.
Around town. He's wagged it around town.
Can't be mad at it?
No, can't at all. Had a good time with it. I don't know what his status is for next week at Belle Reve or even in Atlanta, but he's had the year of his life already, and Scotty Scheffler's having the best day of his year this season on the tour, maybe way back to the American Express in January. He's at 8 under, looking for maybe one more on either 17, one of the very most difficult holes on the golf course, or on 18. It's nothing easy about it. But he's trying to get to maybe 61, and right now a 2-shot lead over Sung Jae-im, who started the day on his first 3 holes with the turkey. You know what 4 straight are, don't you?
I don't.
But 3 in a row is a turkey.
Right.
4 in a row is the king for Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
5 in a row is the bear
for
Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
6 in a row, the tiger.
Okay, I like it.
But the turkey's not bad, and that's how Sung Jae-im started his day. I caught up with you guys early today.
Yeah,
we won the early prize today.
We sure did. No, we were out here bright and early getting after it.
And have had a blast. Yeah. And we'll say it many, many more times when we sign off tonight. Our sponsors, but our listeners, and the nice people, the very nice people that have been so nice to both of us, coming by here, seeing us on the golf course, telling, hey, listen every day, name with a face, all that. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate it. It is beyond my ability to have words to tell you how sincerely I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, no question about it. 2 things from your top story. Ryan Fox, not worried about what he does this week in Memphis. He's sitting at 22 coming into the weekend. If everything stands where it is, he would only drop to 24. So he's having a good time. He's not too worried.
Keep it full in the jug.
Yeah, no, he is not too worried about it. Also, Jason Munge just tweeting out 2 holes left for Scotty Scheffler, 1 birdie and a par, ties the TPC Southwind course record. 2 birdies will break it. So, or maybe that's the birdie record.
No, 61 is the low score held by a couple of people.
Yeah, okay. So
I know Bob Estes, I know Jay Delsing, and I think Tom Lewis maybe.
Okay.
Or is it Ford? Somebody do it just a few years ago, and I can remember yesteryear better than a few years ago.
Scotty Scheffler, look out. 2 holes. We'll see what he does.
I told you I saw 161st of Jay Delsing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, I'll be, that might make me wish I had seen a little bit of Scotty today if he does go out there and tie or break the record.
Watch it out the back glass.
That's right. That's exactly right. I'll stand up and I'll watch him go through 18, especially depending on what he does on 17.
To your grandkids, oh, yeah, I saw Scotty.
Watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was there for the entire round.
The fish story's got to grow through the years.
Oh, yeah. Get bigger and bigger.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day, it is NFL preseason as it got started last night. And you mentioned it, a lot of low-scoring games, but it was
full switch. Life's too short for it.
Oh, well, that is true. I've told you I don't mind betting an under, but it's not what I do every day.
You're
that's
pulling
for
your
sure.
house down.
But no, it was fun. I didn't watch much of any of the games last night, but I did peek in. Certainly was keeping up with what was going on in the box scores. And definitely some interesting things. It was nice to see Fernando Mendoza out there against Jeremiah Love in that Cardinals and Raiders game. I know a lot of Titans fans enjoyed what they saw last night with the Titans and the 49ers. You did see some starters play in a lot of those games last night, including the Bengals, who threw Joe Burrow out there. He was 5 for 6, 39 yards, did take a couple of sacks on their first drive. So it's fun to see these guys out here, especially in the preseason. It's a lot of rookies. It's a lot of young guys. But, hey, anytime there's football on the TV, it's a good night.
My not top story, it was last night, 6 preseason games, just 3 tonight, 7 tomorrow. Tomorrow starts at noon in Buffalo. That would have to be at the new stadium, wouldn't it?
That's right.
But it's named Highmark, just like the old stadium, isn't it?
I don't know. I guess so.
And it ends tomorrow night with a 7 o'clock kickoff in Seattle. The champions, Super Bowl champions, hosting the Cowboys. This year's champions.
Yeah, that's right.
How about that, Bryant?
Yeah, that's right.
Passing the baton maybe tonight.
Passing the baton.
Seattle, but Seattle did sign Terrion Arnold, and I think that's an embarrassment to that great franchise and to the NFL. At least wait till his case is adjudicated. He is, of course, innocent until guilty. But let's wait on trying to sign anybody and maybe get a head start and get things sorted out. But we have a win at all costs mentality around sports and around society, and it causes everybody to do that. All 6 games last night went under, and all 6 games looked a lot like exhibition August football.
No, it definitely did. It definitely did. Yeah, the Terrion Arnold situation, they actually had video and talked about it on the Hard Knocks episode earlier this week, had videos of him in the practice facility doing drills and all the coach. Very eerie feeling with that video of him working out and then them sign. Well, Brett, just from a sheer business standpoint, if we're going to say he's innocent until proven guilty, then, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, you got to make savvy moves and, hey, getting out there and maybe if you feel like maybe he can be found innocent, then, go out and sign him and get ahead of the game. So it'll be interesting. Now the NFL has to come down and either approve it or not approve it. So we'll see. It's not official yet, but it definitely looks like Seattle in play to go and get a guy like that.
Thank you so much to our friends at Ronnie Grizzani's and to everybody there, including Randy and all the staff there that help us so much through the years on all of our coverage of golf tournaments and SEC media days and everything. The first name in Memphis Italian food, it's Ronnie Grizzani's in Regalia. At lunchtime, the Italian favorites with Chris Cole, Miss Mary salad, the Lobster Tower, fried green tomatoes, crab stack, Monday through Saturday for lunch. Ronnie Grizzani's Catering. Check out the lunch catering guide at ronniegrizzani.com. The Elfo special, salad, Italian bread. Ronnie Grizzani's, they'll bring it to you at a great price. 901-850-0191. Pick up a pan of lasagna at Ronnie Grizzani's in Regalia or check out the bulk menu at ronniegrizzani.com. The bar area, stay cool with a cocktail list and those steaks, the 8-ounce gorgonzola and the bacon wrap filet. Try it and you'll love it. You'll thank us all later. In High Point Grocery, Super Low on Spotswood, Goodman Road, and Buster's Liquor. Make lunch or dinner easy at Ronnie Grizzani's, a Memphis tradition since 1909.
Well, let's get to our first break of the day, and when we return, we're talking some wagering. Alan Bell from Driving the Line, he joins us next.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
It's golf time. What's my first thought? Miramichi. Of course, Miramichi. Sometimes you need just to escape the hustle and bustle of life, and that's exactly what Miramichi will provide. It means the place of happy retreat, and I promise you, it lives up to its name. While it might not be in the heart of Shelby County, it's certainly worth the drive. It's 25 minutes from my driveway in East Memphis. Once you arrive at the front door, you know you're going to get an experience unlike any other public golf course in town. Let's start with practice facilities. Not all are created equal, and you will find none better than those at Miramichi. The range is an impressive 12-acre space. It allows you to spread out and practice where those long drives. They got a great short game place. They've got a chipping green. They've got a putting green. They're beyond compare. You want to get better? You go to Miramichi. You want a great competitive golf course? You go to Miramichi. It's worth the drive. I love it. Miramichi.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. T-Dot's out here assisting with a couple of accidents as it builds now through the Midtown area as we check it out live. 240 south here at South Parkway. The further south you go of Memphis, there's been quite a bit of radar scattered down through there earlier on 55 through certain parts of DeSoto County as it builds now. 240 getting on to 385 Billmores Parkway. That's actually cranking up pretty good, headed out towards the Collierville area. Bridal season is here. Shop local today at Weimer's Jewelry, conveniently located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We're out here at TPC Southwind where Scotty Scheffler has just birdied 17, so he is now on 18. And
going for the record.
Yeah, going for the record. They just teed off. They're walking right past us. I don't know where. I see one ball. I don't see the other, but we'll see where it is. We'll see what Scotty does here.
Jay Delsing, Bob Estes, Tom Lewis. I got those three.
Yeah.
Why can I remember those? He couldn't remember Justin Rose from 2023.
Well, I don't remember Justin Rose from 2023 either.
That's the four at 61.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here with Scotty Scheffler as they've made it to the 18 fairway. But we've got to talk some wagering, and we do it at this time every single week with Alan Bell. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. A lot to get into, but we did have preseason NFL football start last night. We had the Hall of Fame game last week, but last night started preseason week 1. The Tennessee Titans, they got things started late last night. What did you make of what you saw from the Titans?
Yeah, man. First off, appreciate you guys having me back. Look, I think it's time to get the Titans 17-0 Super Bowl champion tattoos. I thought they looked good. Yeah, man. Look, I thought the first drive, they looked great. 95 yards. Again, I mean, it's preseason. You got things to work on, but it's pretty much all you could ask for out of that. Now, the second half of that game, as most preseason games, they tend to slow down. But, yeah, man, like, I thought they looked good, and I thought their uniforms looked good. The white with the blue pants. I mean, it feels like the Love You Blue Oilers. It's nice.
Yeah.
It does feel like Bum Phillips walked into the house, doesn't it?
Oh, Bum Phillips indeed with the cowboy hat. Let's go.
Bum kept it simple, didn't he?
He sure did. I like it. I like this style.
Yeah.
I think Bum's a lot like me. There's only one style he can keep, and it's always simple.
Hey, you know what? It makes you don't have to think about anything else. You can move on.
Uh-huh.
The rest of preseason last night very much did the August exhibition preseason look, and everything fell on an under after a week ago in the Hall of Fame game. The Hall of Fame game looked like a vintage Super Bowl compared to last night, didn't it, Alan?
Oh, it sure did. It sure did. I'll tell you this. I bet there were a bunch of bettors that started betting overs, right? And didn't work out for them at all. As you said, every single one of them hit the under last night. The Steelers tried to put up some points. They put up 28, but no, you're exactly right. Unders in preseason, especially week 1 and week 2.
Yeah.
Just keep going with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night with Cam Young, saw him early, maybe try to make something out of nothing a couple times, take a couple of sacks. How do you think he's meshing with this new Titans coaching staff?
Yeah, man, look, it's a dance, right? Like, you got to figure out, like you just said, you've got a brand new head coach. You got an entire coaching staff. Quite frankly, you've got a new front office. Let's put it this way. You have a new mascot uniform. Everything is new with the Tennessee Titans. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I think they're gelling pretty well. And when you see some little mistakes here and there, that's actually good because these coaches want to see it. They want to get it on film so they get the practice field today and work those things out. But, man, overall, and for the sample size of what it is, I can't complain with it whatsoever. I thought Cam Ward did a pretty good job, and I thought his offensive line did a pretty good job running the ball, throwing. They look solid.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 wins for the Titans. What would really make them happy?
That's a good question, right? I think that it's tough to put a number on it. Definitely if you got to 7, I think that would be a win. Now, you got a coaching staff who, like any other NFL coach, very aggressive, and they're not going to be happy with that. And that's what you want. But, man, you can't build Rome in one day. You know what I mean? So I think if you got the 7 wins, a 7-10 season would be a nice improvement because it means that you're building on something. Absolutely. And that's the biggest thing. Just get better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No question about it. Tonight, only 3 preseason games. Anything, again, I know we're talking preseason games, but you got Broncos, Falcons, Buccaneers, Jets, Dolphins, Commanders, all 3 of these games starting at 6 o'clock. Anything you like in any of these games?
Yeah, man. So, look, I'll tell you this. I'm going to still keep riding these unders, right? You got 40.5 Falcons game. Yeah, 34.5 in the Bucs Jets and 36.5. And the Dolphins Commanders. Now, it's going to be one of those things to where if you bet all the unders, you're going to lose some, right? Like, they're going to be over to hit. But for the most part, buddy, you guys nailed it. Like, you are not going to see much in the second half of these games. They're going to try to run the ball and get the heck out of here because the biggest thing they don't want are injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Bet them all. Yeah, we got them all in a parlay.
Yeah.
There you go. Now we're talking about making some money here.
Yeah, no kidding. You gotta be careful when you start doing those preseason NFL parlays.
Now, Alan, this is the time of year, and I think one of the first things that really stood out to me outside of your magnetic personality and fun-loving spirit that you always have, you tell everybody, this is for fun. Wade into the baby pool first. There's no need getting out there and betting a bunch of exotics and more than you can. Have fun with this. And tread lightly early in the year and find you 1 or 2 teams, maybe 1 or 2 leagues in college football, 1 or 2 teams in the NFL, and get them down instead of trying to master all of it.
100%. You just nailed it right there, right? Anybody that's brand new to sports betting or anybody that's super experienced and everyone in between. You're not saying only bet one team, but if you just kind of simplify this thing and keep track, right? If you're somebody who wants to find, just a start into this, start with one team and pay attention to them. Could even be your favorite team. Don't let emotions get involved in it. But a team that you understand and you can see them week after week after week, you'll start to get an idea and then you can expand that out. And especially in the prop market, I'll tell you a great one once the regular season starts are quarterback interceptions, man. You can find gold there. because you're going to see it, especially early in the year. But, yeah, like you said, preseason, 1 foot in the pool, and then let's go get a tan on the outside. Do not spend too much time in there, nor spend too much time trying to understand it, because a lot of these guys are going to be gone.
Yeah. No, I think you're definitely right about that. Over in Major League Baseball, we've got one game going on right now, the Cardinals and the Cubs. Cubbies up 3-0 over the Cardinals. But what are you looking at? What do you like tonight?
Yeah, man, you asked a great question. So, all right, look, we've got a game starting 5:10 Central. We got the Marlins and the Reds. All right, you got Sandy Alcantara on the mound with Chase Burns. I like the under in this one. I think you're going to see a nice pitching matchup between these guys. Yeah, Sandy Alcantara is 13-6 on the year. Chase Burns is 13-2 on the year. This guy is incredible. On fire. Yeah, absolutely. 2.6 ERA. Guy is throwing gas, man. So I like the under in that one. Now, the Braves -1.5 at home against the Diamondbacks. We talked about it. Chris Sale on the mound. His last appearance, not very happy with the umpires and was ejected. I have a feeling Chris Sale might go off tonight. Yeah, so, if you want to play the Braves, if you want to play them, a team total over, I like that. But you can take the Braves -1.5 on the run line at plus money. I think it's a sharp look. And then the Yankees and the Blue Jays over 8. I know Garrett Cole and Shane Bieber on the mound, 2 excellent pitchers, but they're not exactly doing it big this year so far. I like the over 8 in this one. I think you're going to see runs up there in Toronto.
Alan, if you had to make a futures bet on to win the World Series, who would you bet on?
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Over Tampa Bay. Okay.
Yeah, I would. And again, don't get me wrong, Tampa Bay. And look, it's Major League Baseball. The playoffs get here. Anything can happen. But I'm just fascinated with the Dodgers. I know that they're in a, little bit of a drought, so to say. This team is so talented and so good, and they've been there, obviously. I'm more fascinated with what happens next year, especially if the Dodgers do win it. I've got a feeling that a lot of people in Major League Baseball get a little tired of this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not a Dodger fan, and I don't necessarily like how we make up the salary structure. But the Dodgers aren't doing anything but playing by the rules that are drawn up right now.
Oh, 100%. They're not doing anything wrong. And, look, this is no different than what the Yankees did, what the Red Sox did, what other teams would like to do. So I'm with you right there. The Dodgers just playing by the rules you set in place. Don't blame us that we have more money than you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you can't blame them at all. But I'm going to be fascinated with what Major League Baseball does.
Oh, yeah. No question about it. Really interesting series tonight, divisional series between the Mariners and Houston. Houston now 2 games over 500, but for a long time, I mean, it really didn't look like anybody wanted the AL West, but now maybe
good
Houston,
old reliable Houston.
That's right. They always find a way, but still a lot of teams close. Seattle only 3.5 games out of the wild card. What have you made of this Seattle team this year? Because super talented. It's not like they completely changed anything or lost a bunch of players. What do you make of this Seattle team? And then obviously Cal Raleigh, and going from the unbelievable season he had last year to now. I saw something somebody posted the other day about how he has less hits this year than he did home runs last year. It's just been a really, really poor year for Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, it makes me appreciate guys like Stan Musial and, teams that were just dominant and good year after year after year after year. And guys
Tony Gwynn.
Absolutely, guys. And I said that because it is so incredibly difficult in Major League Baseball to do that. The Mariners 57-65 on the season. Certainly not out of anything by any means, but like you said, that's not where they want to be at all. And go to the other side, the Astros 62-60. They'll gladly take that. And be careful, because this Houston team, look, we've seen them do it before. We've seen them win World Series. This team can get hot, and they understand and know how to handle business in the second half of the season. So, yeah, they're sitting pretty right now. Should be a fun game, though. But the problem with Mariners, man, is the back. They've got great pitching, but when you get George Kirby, who's a stud, and he's 8-9 on the year, we have a run production problem. That's the best.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, they strike out constantly. It is so hard. Alan, I claim Seattle as my AL team, but it is so frustrating watching them play.
Oh, it is, man, because they're so good and that lineup is so talented. But you just nailed it right there, man. Like, MLB can take all the analytics they want. I know that everybody wants to elevate, celebrate, hit all home runs. Well, guess what? When you don't do that, you strike out. That's the worst thing you could do. You're not moving runners around. Nothing. You cannot strike out over and over. And you nailed it right there. That's the problem.
Got to put the ball in play.
Got to.
Look, and it's baseball. Get it played. Good things will happen. You know what I mean? But striking out.
That's exactly right.
Little League may break out. They may throw it in 8th row.
Mm-hmm.
You never know, baby.
Yep.
Hey, make them make the play.
That's exactly right. Well, Alan, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Hey, look forward to it, fellas. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks,
Thank
Alan.
you.
Alan Bell joining us to talk all things wagering from Driving the Line. Right here at TPC Southwind, it was a par for Scotty Scheffler on 18, so he ties the record, doesn't break it, but an unbelievable round for Scotty Scheffler. I want to thank all of our sponsors, again, for making this week possible, like our title sponsor, Landers Ford, our leaderboard updates. That's brought to you by Sissy's Log Cabin. We'll give you a leaderboard update in our next segment. And then all of our other great sponsors like the Half Shell, Canali Funeral Directors, Huey's Restaurant, Colonial Country Club, Forest Hill Grill, Holly Winter Jewelry, Ronnie Grizzani's, First National Bank, Jim's Place Grill, Jason's Deli, and Bangers Pickleball at 6787 Snowden Lane down in South Haven. It's all the rage because it's all the fun at Bangers Pickleball. It's part of one of the fastest growing sports in the country, and you don't even have to be a member to enjoy Bangers Pickleball. They've got you covered with 10 courts, 4 indoor and 6 outdoors. They even offer free lessons for beginners, and they have so much more to offer than just the pickleball. But when it comes to pickleball, they've got leagues, they've got tournaments, but they've also got the restaurant and bar, whiskey tastings, wine tastings, event space, fire pits, mahjong, and trivia. Enjoy everything from playing pickleball to just hanging out, eating great food, and soaking in the atmosphere. It's the Mid-South's first venue to combine sports, food, and fun in one dynamic environment. Founded to unite a growing community of pickleball enthusiasts along with their families and friends. Make sure while you're down there, check out what they've got in stock, because they've got curated collection of professional pickleball equipment, high-performance apparel, and signature Bangers gear. Bangers Pickleball has it all the rage, all the fun, all for you. Please dink responsibly, and let's bang. Well, let's go ahead and get to another break, and when we return, we'll give you a Sissy's Log Cabin leaderboard update.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports56 and 98.5 FM.
It is quite literally the dog days of summer at Family Leisure. Now, why is that? Glad you asked. Because Family Leisure wants to see your dog pictures, or whatever pet you have pictures of. Here's the details. With any Family Leisure purchase, you're going to get a dog bandana and a tennis ball. You take a picture of your pooch or any other pet with your newly purchased Family Leisure product, you get a $50 gift card. Come on, how many pictures do you already have of your pets on your phone? Family Leisure is giving you an excuse and a gift card to take one more. Now, what other dog days deals are there at Family Leisure? How about a swimming pool as low as $19.99? How about patio furniture that's up to 50% off? Get this, if you purchase any hot tub in stock, Family Leisure will give you a free theater seating set. Now you know why they're called the dog days of summer at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Witten Road at I-40, where family fun and your pets all come together.
Frame Corner, custom framing your art since 1975, is your go-to for precision designs and craftsmanship. Bring your cherished collectibles, fine art, and sports memorabilia to Frame Corner and experience expert customer care with attention to every detail. Specializing in framing and displays of sports jerseys and items ranging from little leagues to the big leagues, SEC to the NBA. Visit Frame Corner, 5035 Park Avenue near Mount Moriah, or online at framecornermemphis.com. Frame Corner, your top pick for custom framing.
It's time to get loud, y'all. The PGA Tour returns to Memphis, August 12th through 16th, with a brand new ticket designed with you at the center. At the FedEx St. Jude Championship, free food and non-alcoholic beverages are now included in your Grounds Plus ticket. Plus, kids 15 and under get in for free. Experience the unmatched energy, fun fan activities, and much more. Don't miss out on the event of the summer at TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale now at FedExChampionship.com.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We're out here at TPC Southwind as round 2 is starting to wrap up. As we just had, while we were talking with Alan, the big dogs come through with Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler. Looking around, still a couple of groups, a handful of groups out there that are still making their way through round 2. But we do need to give you a Sissy's Log Cabin leaderboard update, and it's been the story all afternoon. Scotty Scheffler and the round that he had today, 9 under for the day, a 61 out here at TPC Southwind. He is alone at the top at 11 under. Sung J M at 8 under. Ludwig Aubert at 7 under, and then a handful of guys at 6 under. Nico Echeverria, Tommy Fleetwood, Jordan Spieth, Victor Hovland, and Brian Harmon all at 6 under. And for Brian Harmon, that's it's a pretty good day so far. I followed him a lot yesterday, and he really struggled. But looking right now, 6 birdies through 13. So we'll see what Brian Harmon can do. T4 right now, but he could get up there and really make some noise on day 2.
He sure could, and he's got some birdie holes coming up, so he might get into the low 60s and maybe join Scotty Scheffler, who is now into Memphis sports history, into Memphis golf stop history with that 61, tying those other 4. Jay Delsing did it on a par 71 course, but for Scotty Scheffler, he gets out there to where now, Brian, at 5:30 when we take another look at the leaderboard, we're going to be talking about some people that might be too far back.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely are, and that's completely different from what we were talking about yesterday, where it felt like a lot of guys really still involved, and so maybe that changing today with the big round from Scotty Scheffler. But it was something. I mean, both of us were standing up watching him on 18. Everyone in here at the hub stopped, and we're watching a massive gallery following him out here. Everybody was waiting to see, could he break that 61 record. Just short on the putt, and got a par, so able to tie the record, but just an unreal day from Scotty Scheffler.
Being interviewed by Todd Lewis, right?
Yeah, he's been interviewed by somebody. I couldn't see who it was, but yeah, Golf Channel.
I didn't get a great look at the last putt. Did he make a run at it? Was it close?
Brett, I was standing up watching it. I was really just waiting to see everybody's reaction. If everyone kind of, fist in the air, you hear the roar. I knew it was going to go in. I didn't hear that. I didn't even see really anybody kind of anticipating it. So I don't think it was very close. But hey, good enough where it was a tap in for par. So it was close enough. But just short for Scotty Scheffler.
A very matter of fact, direct golf course. It's not a lot of hijinks about it, but 18 always seems to come into play, whether it's on Sunday afternoon for an eventual champion, or yesterday Roy pulling a Robert Garrigus, or today Scotty Scheffler going for 61 off number Mr. 59 in Memphis.
Yeah, so no, you're right. I mean, it always plays a role somehow, some way. And so Scotty getting the par there, but really, really good for him. You mentioned Rory on the day, even par. So after the 4 over yesterday, he shoots a 70. So certainly a lot better than yesterday, but when you're talking about a guy, and obviously what we just mentioned about what Scotty and some of those other guys are doing out there on the course, needed a better day from Rory McIlroy. It looked early like it was going to be one of those days. 2 birdies in the first 6 holes, then he bogeys 7, gets a birdie back on 10, and then, wow, back-to-back bogeys to end the round on 17 and 18. So, really an opportunity to be 2 under, and at the very least, maybe starting to gain some ground, but even par for him on the day, 4 over, T62, so not great there for Rory McIlroy.
Wonder what kind of side wagers Rory and Scotty had today, because Scotty cleaned his clock.
Yeah, I don't know. Rory after yesterday might have said, "Hey, I'm done with the side bets. I just need to get out of here." I mean, now you're talking about Rory McIlroy going to be going off pretty early tomorrow. Right now, T62. Obviously, you got Robert McIntyre, WD, but Ryan Fox at 6 over. Alex Fitzpatrick, who really blew up today, 4 over for Alex Fitzpatrick. He's at 5 over, T66 with Matt McCarthy. And then it's Rory McIlroy, Eric Cole, Akshay Bhatia, and Ben Griffin, all at 4 over. So it's going to be an early morning for Rory.
And this morning I was visiting our friend Rex Hogger from the Golf Channel. He was telling that there's a lot of things in play, of course, to try to get into Belle Reve next week.
Yep.
The rest of the FedEx Cup playoffs, into ultimately the finals at East Lake. But he said also international players playing to get on to the President's Cup team. And he said to start the top 90, the top 90 that will be the demarcation for champions or challengers in 2028. He says it's very critical to start kind of landing yourself there right now, heading into next year.
Wow, yeah, so I didn't even think about that we were even thinking about that this early, but wow, that is definitely something to keep in mind. So yeah, I mean, you look at a lot of those guys that are kind of in that area, maybe you start thinking a little bit earlier about what 2028 looks like. That is absurd. I'll tell you this, I mentioned it earlier. I was walking around this afternoon just by myself watching a group, and so I threw in my AirPods, I was listening to PGA Tour radio, and I saw our guy out there, and I did not want to I didn't want to bother him, I guess is how I'll put it, with Doug Bell. I didn't want to bother him. He's working. He's got his headphones on. He's got his microphone. But I'd watch him, and I'd see the shot, and I'd see him talking to the microphone. And then about 2 minutes later, they go, "Let's go to Doug Bell," or whatever hole it's. It was almost like I was looking into the past, but watching Doug Bell hard at work out there this afternoon.
Doug Bell's a good one. And a great one with our sponsor list this week and at SEC Media Days in 2 weeks. No, let me get this exactly right. Not in 2 weeks, I don't think. When do we start? 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
From today at 5:30 will be the First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast.
Wow.
That'll be every 5:30 all the way up to Super Bowl 61. And we appreciate First National Bank and Trust so very much. With its roots in Eastern Arkansas as a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, now firmly in West Tennessee. Eastern Arkansas's largest independently owned bank now in West Tennessee, with those great locations at Ridge Lake Road and out in Carterville, and more growth on the way. First National Bank and Trust, they focus on their clients in the Mid-South for every banking need. Personal banking, business banking, online banking, and the mobile app. Courage and confidence. It's been on display by First National Bank and Trust officers throughout its proud history since 1886 in Eastern Arkansas to now showing it in West Tennessee. In good times and challenging times, First National Bank and Trust, they've been recognized as one of the most progressive banking institutions in the country. Commercial, residential, recreational, trust, confidence, friendship, all the magic words, they've had them through the years for their customers and their friends, and I, for one, want to thank them so very much for being a good friend, first and foremost. Customers depend on First National Bank and Trust because they know real estate. Contact any member of their great team at FNBT, and they will help you out.
Let's go ahead and wrap up this first hour, get to another break, and when we return, we're talking some more wagering. Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet, he joins us next.
Be sure to download our Hub 901 app for instant access to Sports 56 and all the Flynn broadcasting stations from anywhere. Go to the App Store and get the Hub 901 app today.
The best clubs never stand still. Colonial Country Club has been an iconic part of Memphis golf for generations. And today, a multi-million-dollar reinvention is reshaping its future. Members enjoy championship golf and family-focused amenities, including pickleball, tennis, swimming, fitness, dining, and a vibrant club calendar. History matters. So does what comes next. Membership opportunities are now available. Visit thenewcolonial.com to learn how you can be a part of Colonial's next chapter.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
It's time for the FedEx St. Jude Golf Tournament, which means it's time to celebrate at Half Shell and Forest Hill Grill. Both restaurants are teaming up all tournament week long with happy hour, food and drink specials, and giveaways all day long. After a hot day watching the golf tournament, come to Half Shell or Forest Hill Grill. Always generous portions and pours. Enjoy local draft beers, favorite beverages, and happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Everyone is a regular here.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. We got more volume in the last few minutes. Pretty much on schedule through Midtown, 240 South at South Parkway. Keeping an eye on 55 over here. It's increased quite a bit in that road construction, especially between Mallory and 3rd as that lane of traffic pushes now on Billmore's Parkway going outbound towards the Collierville area. Hey, check out the animals right now that are available for adoption at the Humane Society of Memphis, Shelby County. Cats and dogs, they're on there at memphishumane.org. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
Broadcasting live from the FedEx St. Jude Championship at TPC Southwind. We are Sports 56, WHBQ AM Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and Q1075 WHBQ FM Germantown Memphis. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers, Ford, and Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our second hour on this Friday afternoon. We've got to talk some more wagering, and joining us now from the Gold Sheet, it's Bruce Marshall.
Joining the guys every Friday is college football historian and Vegas legend Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insiders, CBS Sports, and his own website, bamsports.net. With over 30 years on Memphis radio, with handicapping and sports talk, here's Bruce Marshall with Bryant and Brett.
Bruce Marshall joins us now to talk all things wagering, and a lot to get to with Bruce as we're getting closer and closer to the season. Bruce, last week we talked a little bit about some of the win totals you like. Anything that you've seen over the last week that you like from a win total standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I've been posting, doing some more of those write-ups this week. I actually did a Memphis write-up last night, so I think it might be up there now. And I thought,
all right,
7.5 for the Tigers. We'll be talking about them more during the season. I thought Memphis can get there. I'm a big Charles Huff fan, and I know they got a lot of new faces there, but a lot of them are coming with Huff from Southern Miss, including almost his whole defensive line. If one of these quarterbacks, Stokes or Nolan, can step up, I think Memphis has a shot. The schedule gives them some opportunities to get there. They're in the mix, and I put them up there. I just finished a USC write-up. I actually am a little bearish on USC right now. I just want to see. I don't know. This hire of Gary Patterson as the defensive coordinator, I mean, a lot of people are lauding that. I do not know. Listen, he has not been an active coach for 5 years. And it hit the last few years at TCU. That thing really ran aground. They moved him out before the 21 was complete. So, I mean, it's been about, 9-10 years since Patterson's really, his teams and his defenses have made a mark. They had state-of-the-art coordinator Dan Lin the last 2 years, and he moved to Penn State in the offseason. So I think this is a move that might not work for Lincoln Riley the way he thinks. But that's just, another one of many that we're talking about as we're T-minus 2 weeks before the season.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, what sounds better, 14 days tomorrow or 2 weeks?
I think 2, just because it's less than 14. It sounds like the numbers less. But it's still the same.
They both sound great.
Yeah, it's getting. It'll sound better when it gets to 1 and 7. That's for sure, and that's coming up next week. But yeah, boy, August is rolling around quick. We got NFL preseason going. I was actually at the Raider game last night against the Cardinals. So we got that gridiron feel coming back now.
How does it? I know preseason, but how does it feel in the building? Is it starting to take hold for the Vegas Raiders, or does it still feel like it's a big convention of all the opponent fans?
Well, it's hard to tell with the Cardinals coming in. There were some Arizona fans there. My wife's a Cardinals fan. I mean, she was there. She was pretty fun last night. But it's still, a lot of visiting fans. But I think that's the way it's always going to be there. And even the Golden Knights, as much passionate local support they have in the NHL, there's always a bunch of visiting fans who show up and want to be there in Las Vegas. The stadium is very nice. They do a really good job policing it. I mean, all the old stuff about the Raiders and the fans and the rowdiness and the LA Coliseum days and up in Oakland, they just don't allow any of that in Allegiant Stadium. And there's also no real tailgating outside. There's not a big parking area. So that's where a lot of the trouble often happen in old Raider games too. None of that now. So they've cleaned that part of it up really much. Stadium's really nice. But there are visiting fans, and I know in 2 weeks the 49ers come in for the last preseason game, and they always at least split the crowd, even in preseason. So yeah, there'll always be some visiting fans. I think because it's Vegas.
Bruce, for Fernando Mendoza, the rookie quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner with the Raiders, I know it was just a snapshot last night. But every availability, everything you see him on, it's almost too good to be true. He's so very earnest. He is very, very positive. How do you think that will wear? I know if you win, you'll take anything. But he's almost howdy-doody in a good way.
Well, he is, and he's easy to like. I mean, very personal. He does all the interviews. He smiles. He talks. Everybody seems to like him. But a couple of things you got to keep in mind. One, I don't think we're going to see him much this season. And Clint Kubiak's already said he's going to. Kirk Cousins is the starter, and that's the way it's going to be until maybe later in the season, if the Raiders, after Thanksgiving or so, are out of it. Maybe Mendoza gets a look then. Early in the season, I'm not sure that if Cousins got hurt, if they'd go with Mendoza or Aiden O'Connell at that point. O'Connell came in, and we saw him last night too. The jury's still very much out. I mean, we'll know in 2030 or 2031 how this works with Mendoza. But I think it's worth noting in the NFL and the way these GMs, there's the overreaction to a big year. And I go back to Kenny Pickett a few years ago out of Pitt. He had that one big year at Pitt. All of a sudden, he's a first-round pick. The Steelers took him. He wasn't the top pick, but he was their first-round pick. He was supposed to be the quarterback savior. Didn't work. And it was just that 1 year that he had that everybody fell in love with. You wonder, Mendoza, I liked him at Cal, but he wasn't on this sort of radar coming into last season like he is now after he's on that great team. And he did play great last year for Indiana. But at this point last year, I think it's worth pointing out, a guy like Drew Aller at Penn State was probably rated higher than Mendoza, even by an NFL annals into last year. Then Penn State had the troubles. Aller got hurt. Mendoza had the big year, and then all of a sudden Mendoza's way ahead of Aller. Not to get carried away by preseason results, but Aller, he came out the bench and looked great for the Steelers last night. Might not mean much, but this NFL draft order stuff, Hey, listen, Cam Ward was taken ahead of Jackson Dart 2 years ago, and I don't know if there's any NFL GM in the league now who would say I'd rather have Ward than Dart. These guys make mistakes all the time, so Jury's still out on Mendoza. I like him. He's a nice kid, but we're not going to know for a few years.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Do you like to bet on any of these preseason games, or do you save that for the regular season?
No, I love the preseason. I think, and it's a different entity, so you just got to sort of forget the regular season altogether because this stuff exists with its own parameters. And tonight, now there's a couple interesting ones tonight. Denver is at Atlanta tonight, and Sean Payton. Denver's about a 4-point favorite. Sean Payton, throughout his career, has been oftentimes very, very intent on winning preseason games. For several years with the Saints he was, especially when he had a pretty good quarterback as the game went on. He has won 7 straight preseason games in Denver since the end of the 2023 preseason. They have scored better than 32 points per game in those 7 wins. Their win margin is about 21 points per game in those 7 wins. He likes to win these games. He's got good quarterbacking through 60 minutes. You won't see Bo Nix tonight, but you'll see Jared Stidham and my favorite preseason quarterback, Sam Ehlinger. Guys who can run and make plays with their feet are really good in preseason. Ehlinger's good at that. Extra kicker. Apparently in Denver this summer, a lot of people say Payton is looking hard at Ehlinger maybe being the backup. Last year it was sort of Stidham considered, the backup, and he would have probably been the MVP of the NFL preseason last year, but Ehlinger played very good. There's a lot of people who think Ehlinger is worth, might unseat Stidham. So you got good quarterback play, good production there for Denver. Atlanta tonight, Michael Penix is not going to play. It's Kevin Stefanski's first game. Tua Tagovailoa is going to be the starting quarterback just a little bit, probably followed by Cooper Rush, and then Jack Strand, a rookie. Big edge at quarterback for Denver tonight. I think they go into Atlanta, handle that 4-point spread, and win. This is a pretty good angle for the Broncos. Another one tomorrow to look at. John Harbaugh makes his debut at the Giants against Minnesota, which just announced Kyler Murray to be the quarterback. Because really, J.J. McCarthy hasn't looked good enough here in the summer. Murray will get maybe a little look tomorrow, but Harbaugh was a great preseason coach with the Ravens. I mean, an outstanding preseason coach, and they won all 3 of their preseason games and covered them all in Baltimore last year. Will he take that act to the Giants? Worth a look. I think I might like the Giants tomorrow against the Vikings. There's a lot of these preseason angles based mostly on coaches trying to win, and what's that quarterback rotation look like? And it can go really off the chart bad for some teams, but if you've got capable backups and guys who can run the offense in the summer, it's a big advantage.
Bruce, back to the Memphis Tigers. A week from today at 5:30, Bryant and I are going to go through our season wins and losses. And you're talking about the over 7.5. You don't make anything extra if you bet the over. It just 8 gets you a win. I'm torn between 9-3 and 10-2 for a week from Friday at 5:30 when we do W's and L's. Are you more around 8 or 9 on that season over and under number for the Tigers?
I think they could get to 9 and maybe even 10 because I think it's possible now they have 2 interesting road games the first 3. They've got to go to UNLV here in town, and they've got to go to Boise. Now, UNLV and Boise are split leagues this year, but what you're left with, UNLV is probably the preseason favorite in what's left of the Mountain West, and Boise's probably the preseason favorite in the new Pac-12. Neither league, though, looks that overwhelming, and I think Boise has tailed off some. And, oh, by the way, UNLV might not be as good as it was last year either. Anthony Colandrea, the quarterback, who really performed well for Dan Mullen last year, he's now at Nebraska. Who's the quarterback for UNLV? None other than Jackson Arnold. He has shown up here after washing out at Auburn last year, and the coaching changed there. So I think these are games. If Memphis can win those 2 games, they got a shot at 10. But I think right now, 8 or 9, but I think they'll clear that 7.5 either way. Because in the American, Tulane could be back up a little bit this year. It's those Army and Navy games that I would really watch that could be problems for them. South Florida's got a new coach coming in. UTSA might be a surprise in the league too, but they're off the Memphis schedule this year. So I think the schedule sets up pretty good for the Tigers.
Yeah, no, I like to hear that. Obviously, week 0 game for Memphis against UNLV. That line has kind of moved around a little bit this summer. Right now, UNLV a 6-point favorite. I think they opened as a 3 or 3.5 point favorite. Have you started looking at this matchup in Vegas between the Tigers and UNLV?
Yeah, I am inclined to go with Memphis here, and maybe pretty strong. And I'm going to take a lead with Charles Huff. Listen, I think now the one thing of interest, this is his 3rd team coaching in 3 years. So that's pretty odd. But, I mean, listen, he's been moving up the pay chain, and Southern Miss was paying him more than Marshall. That's why he left. Marshall was dawdling on the contract renewal, and he had a big year 2 years ago at Marshall, and he left for Hattiesburg. He brought but it's not like he's starting from scratch. A lot of Marshall players came with him to Hattiesburg. Some of those same guys are coming with him and others from Southern Miss are coming with him up to Memphis. So it's not like he's got an unfamiliar group. His coaching staff is coming. I love the offensive coordinator hire, Kevin Decker from Old Dominion. That was a very, very entertaining offense they ran last year. So it to me, it kind of comes down to Nolan or Stokes, and apparently Huff hasn't decided yet who's going to be his quarterback. Maybe he'll use both of them. But if one or both those guys can deliver, that's going to be a big plus. That's going to happen for them to have a big year. But I think it very well could, because I respect Huff, what he's been able to do. And like I said, it's not like he's starting from scratch. He's got a lot of his players with him. So many Southern Miss players are up with him from last year. So, and UNLV, UNLV teared off at the end of last year, and Colin Drea made a big difference for them a year ago, and I think he will for Nebraska this year, too. I need to be convinced that Jackson Arnold, I mean, his star has really fallen since he was such a highly rated recruit a few years ago. Last chance saloon for him this year. Is it going to work? I don't know. We'll see. I kind of like Memphis right now if I had to do something.
Our guest, Mr. Vegas, Mr. College Football, Mr. Big Brain, Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. And Bruce, can you believe some of these prognosticators picking 7 and 8 wins for Alabama? They'll tear the stadium down if they only win 7 or 8.
I know, and I was just talking with Ryan Fowler the other day in Tuscaloosa, our old friend down there, and they're a little more concerned, and I think a couple things here, just because that's function of the SEC and how tough the SEC is. The last time we saw Alabama, they were getting run off the field by Indiana, but that could happen to a lot of teams last year. Ty Simpson is now in the NFL. He's with the Rams. And this is, an unproven quarterback situation now, whoever Kalen DeBoer goes with. So I think that's part of it. But, I mean, they have been at such a high level for so long. I don't think they've dropped off that much from when Coach Saban was there. And DeBoer's turned out, I think, to be a pretty good hire. Now, I know Bama fans want to win everything, but I think they are downgrading Alabama too much. I think there's a good chance they could be a playoff team again. Now, I'm saying that I'm blind faith in DeBoer figuring out the quarterback thing. But let's remember, I mean, his last 3 quarterbacks were Michael Penix, who's in the NFL. David Milrose in the NFL with the Seahawks. Ty Simpson's with the Rams. So his guys go to the NFL generally. So whether it's Keelan Russell or Mack or whoever it is this year, odds are by me that DeBoer will have these guys playing at a pretty high level pretty quickly. And Alabama's just not going to fall off the map. So no, I think that I could see it 9 or 10 for Alabama. I think they got a chance to get back to the playoffs. And, they probably have as good a chance as anybody in the SEC. And, boy, that's a real logjam at the top, but I think they'll be in the mix.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right about that. Switching gears, talking some Major League Baseball. Good slate of games tonight. What do you like tonight around Major League Baseball?
I kind of like a team that gets really humiliated and bouncing back the next game, and that would be the Marlins tonight. They've been playing actually pretty well. They'd won 10 of 15, pulled themselves back into the NL wildcard race, but it went all pear-shaped yesterday for them against the Pirates. They lost 13-1. So I could see coming back with Miami. Pick on this is a little bit early start, so 5:10 Central Time, so little less than an hour from now in Cincinnati. Alcantara's on the mound. He hasn't allowed a run in his last 3 starts. He has been pitching lights out. Now, Chase Burns has been pretty good for the Reds this year, too, but his last start, very shaky, and it looks like they are now watching his innings really close. So late in the season, he's never pitched this much, and certainly the big leagues in the second year, and all of his starts are around 5 innings right now. So better chance you're going to get more from Alcantara tonight, and I think Miami at even money is worth a look. I'm also a little interested here in the Blue Jays. You know, all of a sudden, man, this AL wild card race is really up for grabs, and it's going to be like a sprint in the Olympic 5,000 meter coming around the last turn. Whoever can sprint fastest down the stretch is going to get that last spot or 2 in the American League. Toronto, all of a sudden, look, they're right there. And they just got done sweeping. They lost one to the Red Sox finally, but they've had a pretty good run here. Bieber has had his moments. Garrett Cole pitching better for the Yankees, but Toronto's got some momentum. They got this game at home tonight, so I would maybe look at the Blue Jays. One other one. I'm going to go on a limb here. I think there's a chance San Diego. This might finally be the year for San Diego. Now, this is going to be a challenging road series in Cleveland this weekend. Michael King goes tonight, but they've got a couple things going for them. One, Casey Mize straightened out in his second start, great deadline ad, and with Robbie Ray and King, there's 3 guys you can start in playoff games for sure. The bats are starting to wake up. The Padres were not hitting well the first half of the season. I think they scored the 3rd most runs in baseball since the All-Star break. They are hitting, and good luck against that bullpen. They are lights out. If they got you down after the 6th inning, you're in trouble because they can roll out all those guys. And Morejon and Mason Miller in the 9th inning. Watch out for these guys. King goes tonight in Cleveland against Gavin Williams, who hasn't pitched bad lately, but the Padres might be worth a look, plus 115 or so.
And Cleveland needs it badly.
They do. They've been kind of disappointing here. In fact, they've been surpassed by Detroit. I should maybe mention the Tigers, too, even minus Skubal and Mize. This is a huge series for them against the White Sox this weekend, and their chance to reel them in. Detroit is hanging right there. They're like, I might even be in a wild card spot right now. They've played much better. That's still not, they've still got some rotation pieces who aren't bad. Montero hasn't pitched badly. Valdez hasn't pitched badly. Job came back off the injured list, pitched very well his last start. He goes tonight. So, I mean, Detroit's gone past Cleveland in the Central, and they're bearing down on the White Sox. This is a really good series. Tonight, up at Comerica, I'd watch that one, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a really fun one. Over in the AL West right now, the Astros, they're 62-60. They have a 2-game lead over the Rangers, a 5-game lead over the Mariners. But you look, Rangers, half a game out of the wild card, Mariners 3.5 games out of the wild card. I feel like we usually talk about this division the past 3 or 4 years because of how well those 3 teams have played. But this year we're kind of talking about it because how poorly these 3 teams have played for most of the season. What do you make of this division? Obviously a big one tonight and this weekend between the Astros and the Mariners.
Yeah, I think the Astros by default here because they don't seem to be faltering. I mean, they really struggled early, and they had injuries, and the pitching staff's not quite the same, but they do sort of know how to win. There's enough of that core of the team that's been there, led by Altuve and a few others, and Alvarez, and I think there's probably the team to beat. Texas just doesn't have the nerve here, and I think the outlier was that 2023 of the year they won the World Series. They have badly underachieved since then. I just don't know that this team has the nerve. They just lost 3 straight in Anaheim. That's not good. In Seattle, what can you say? Dan Wilson, I don't know that it's his fault, and they did finally win a game yesterday against the Yankees. That they're still even within touching distance is remarkable. I joked last week that maybe they should do what the Vegas Golden Knights did and hire John Tortorella just for the stretch drive here. Maybe it'll jar them into something, but they should be better. They're the biggest disappointment in baseball. The fact they're still within touching distance is remarkable. And maybe there's a win streak there, but if I had to bet on a team to win the AL West right now, I'd stick with the Astros, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Bruce, it was how good Bruce Bochy was in San Diego, San Francisco, and in Texas.
Yeah, and apparently he is retired now up in College Grove, Tennessee, near our friend Paul DiGiovanni. You know, my buddy I brought down to the Ole Miss game a couple of years ago. he's hanging it out there, and he's waiting for his induction into Cooperstown, which will come in a few years when he's eligible. But yeah, he got Texas over the line. Can you believe that? Nobody was ever able to do that in the past, and he did that a few years ago. But they've struggled since, and I'm not sure this team is going to get over the hump either.
It'll be one of the biggest busts at Cooperstown ever for that big old dome Bruce Bochy had, biggest hat ever.
Yes, he did. He did have a big hat, that's for sure.
Well, Bruce, where can we find more of you?
Yeah, thanks. Check me out online at goldsheet.com. Now we're putting some of those picks up there, but that's all under the wagertalk.com umbrella. That's where my picks go. We got an NFL 5% play going tonight. We got an MLB moneyline plays plus 124, 18% return. 47 and 16 on the moneyline plays. That's all since April 16th. We got another baseball top choice tonight as well. And you can check out all that underneath the wagertalk.com umbrella.
Well, Bruce, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy your week, and we'll do it again next Friday.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Good luck. Bruce. Thank you, Bruce Marshall, with us from the Gold Sheet every Friday, talking all things wagering and all things Vegas and all things sports. And there's so many great locations for Jason Daly. I guarantee you there's one close by you at Ridgeway, across from MUS in Park Place, by the University of Memphis at Poplar and Highland, down in Olive Branch, out in Cordova. And if you can't get there, they'll get to you with catering for $5,000 or $5,000. No order too large. Wholesome food forever. It's a family thing at Jason Deli, whether you're dining in, getting it to go, or having it delivered. Everything on the menu you see in the restaurant you can get for your event, for game watching parties, for back to school events, that there are so many of those. Teachers getting back, bands getting back, cheerleading groups, football teams needing to be fed, and volunteers at the golf tournament needing to be fed, and being so by the great people at Jason's Deli. If you think you got your party planned, you don't have the food just right, step aside and let them step in. That's when they excel, when you feel like you don't have it prepared just right. Healthy, first franchise in the nation to be trans fat free. It's all about choice at Jason's Deli. They were on the health kick long before it got cool. Whether you seek a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids meals, you will be delighted. You'll be delighted with the build your own selections at Jason's Deli. Plenty of organic food to choose from. That salad bar in every location. Over 30 items for you to prepare it however you like. Again, catering anytime, anywhere. Locations at Ridgeway Road, down in Olive Branch, out in Cordova, by the University of Memphis, and at all of those, the complimentary free ice cream on these hot summer days. Check them out online as well at jasonsdeli.com, and thank you so much.
Well, let's grab another break. We're out here at TPC Southwind as we're really starting to wrap up round number 2. But when we return, he's back with us at the desk. You know him from Landers Ford. You know him from his Landers Locks. Brad Bellamy. He joins us next.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
It's time for the FedEx St. Jude Golf Tournament, which means it's time to celebrate at Half Shell and Forest Hill Grill. Both restaurants are teaming up all tournament week long with happy hour, food and drink specials, and giveaways all day long. After a hot day watching the golf tournament, come to Half Shell or Forest Hill Grill. Always generous portions and pours. Enjoy local draft beers, favorite beverages, and happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Everyone is a regular here.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Hi, I'm Ryan Saharovich, a proud partner with NST Injury Attorneys. For over 35 years, we've been fighting for Memphis families after serious accidents when insurance companies are trying to pay as little as possible. If you've been injured, the call is free, and you don't pay unless we win.
NST is the way to go. Call 68370. They've got the 5
NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or visit nstlaw.com.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Hey, you ready to bang? Bangers Pickleball in South Haven is now open with 10 courts, a restaurant, and 3 bars. New to pickleball? No problem. Take a free Bangers 101 class to learn. Bangers offers a great time for everyone, and there's no membership required. Bangers even has events for you non-pickleballers like mahjong, trivia, whiskey, and wine tasting. Bangers Pickleball has it all. All the rage, all the fun, all for you. Please dink responsibly at Bangers Pickleball, 6787 Snowden Lane, South Haven, Mississippi. Let's bang.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. We've seen an increase of volume out here in a couple of spots, especially in Midtown. Pretty much typical, though, this time of the afternoon on I-40 over here at Chelsea. As you continue up towards the 101 connector, keeping an eye on 55 over here. Better than it was yesterday, but still heavy nonetheless. 55 southbound at times there between Mallory and 3rd. Radar south of Memphis this afternoon. It's been on and off further south there down into DeSoto County on 55. Bridal season, well, it's almost over with, but shop local. You always save money when you go there first. Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and joining us again at the table, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford in Collierville. Brad, day 2, how we feeling?
It's such a blessing to be able to sit here next to you guys and then see Bryant running back to the desk after he's taken full advantage of the Grounds Plus package.
Well, tried
getting
to.
Some snacks, getting some water,
I missed the
getting
food
some
over
Coke.
there.
I mean,
it's a good day.
Hey, I'll tell you what, guys. Today, I mean, I was fortunate enough to be in the pavilion, but the hot dog at the Grounds Plus with the onions on it,
the
mustard,
burger.
oh my gosh,
it's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they've done an awesome job. You know, I saw Robert a little bit earlier, and Robert Miller, who runs the tournament here, and I mean, that package, you talk about value for a family of 4, or even a family of 6, right? 2 adults, 4 kids, $200, all you can eat and drink all day long. You can't get that at a Grizzlies game.
Absolutely
not. No. I mean, access to be able to see the players, to be able to get autographs, to be able to be, you know, in the beautiful Memphis weather that we have right now. I mean, who's worried about rain right now when you got the sunshine we got?
Scotty Scheffler, 40 shots better than the temperature.
That's
how about that?
How about that? Did you have that in a parlay today?
Scotty,
Didn't have that.
I tell you what, I mean, Scotty Scheffler, his caddy Teddy, are salt of the earth people. I mean, they are just fantastic, and so I'm so glad that they're playing well today.
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed about his playing partner. But I am very happy that he has played well today.
Yeah, playing partner really was kind of drowned by all the support Scotty got.
And, sitting at the 18 pavilion and seeing all the fans come up when Scotty walked up and, had a great T-ball and just barely missed his birdie putt.
You saw it?
Oh, man. Yeah, and I didn't realize this because I feel like I've been there before. But I thought if he went across the road, that was out of bounds. At least when I've played here in the past. I didn't realize that was still in play. I feel like the residents would have been upset with me if I would have played from over there.
Well, a lot of times there's a lot of action here at the dog leg.
Yeah. And Zalatoris a couple of years ago in the playoff, he almost took out the Landers truck.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, we were thankful for that.
We don't want an insurance claim, do we?
Hey, well, free advertising. We'll take the free ad all day long. So, it's our last day here together, guys. I'm kind of sad a little bit.
Yeah.
I had people hear about the hundreds of people yesterday.
Yes.
And so I now have my own fan club
there you go.
in front of us
How about
today.
That? How about that?
The last time they were together, this is how important, how big a deal we are.
Okay.
All right. The last time they were together was at Butler Cabin watching Scott Van Pelt at the Masters.
Wow.
So they went from seeing Scott Van Pelt, they got sneaked into the Butler Cabin.
Wow.
And now they're at the hub at the St. Jude FedEx Championship.
SVP 2.
Yeah.
A little bit of a gap.
I mean,
sports time. I don't know.
Inside Butler Cabin's about as hot as here with all the TV lights.
I've never been blessed enough to go to the Masters, so I have no idea of how hot or cold Butler Cabin is.
They said that Nance finally said, even for theatrics and the good TV, put the fire out. It was
That's
killing
hilarious.
They were just scrubbing him down and changing shirts every segment.
That's
funny. But is there anything better, guys, for the tournament right now than Scotty being on the top of the leaderboard?
Already in our history book.
Yeah.
So,
with 61.
So good. Again, as I said, earlier this week, if you want to buy a car next week and say it's Scotty that drove it, we'll be okay with you saying that. You can tell every one of your friends because, when we bring all those vehicles back starting at 8:15 on Monday, you come out. You could come out this weekend, like I said yesterday. We got them all on our website. You can pick which one you want. Come out, and we'll tell you every one of your friends. We'll even say, like, hey, I'll take a video if you want me to and say Scotty Scheffler drove this car.
Yeah.
Probably didn't.
Well,
there's only 1 out of 100 that he drove. but if we need to say that for you to feel better, then we can do that. And I can even maybe forward a picture that I have with Scotty Scheffler to make you feel like that appearance actually happened.
Ray, when we talk about price point for everyone, it's out there, and there's a lot of available financing.
Absolutely, and that's one of the huge things right now. So on Explorer, F-150, and a few other Bronco right now, 2.9%, not only for 72, but 84 months. And, as people try to stretch their dollar a little bit further and have a good price point.
You could budget that way.
When people come in, it's like, okay, what's the most important thing for you, right? Is it your payment that you have per month? Is it, what's the discount, the price point you leave here? Some people, it's not about the payment. It's about, like, their mental state of being able to say, I can spend that much money for a car. But the reality is, like, the price of eggs and milk and everything else, the price of cars has increased over the years. But that's why this program that we got as part of the tournament is such a great deal, right? On Explorer, you can get 2.9% for 84 months, and we got employee pricing on those vehicles as well. So you're not going to get a better payment on that anywhere. And we're really excited about what we have to offer for our customers. And also right now on Explorer 2, you get free maintenance for 2 years. So 2.9% for 84, Landers employee price, a little bit of rebate, and free maintenance for 2 years. You can't beat that deal. And we got the same thing on F-150 right now. So, come on out, check us out. Landers, Ford, Collierville, South Haven, Covington, Mount Moriah. We're there to take care of you guys. And we're very blessed to be a part of this tournament. Really excited about the number of people that I've seen today that I've either known through work or friendship or church or wherever else. And this is like a beacon for us in this city this weekend.
And I think, especially with the weather, I thought the crowds yesterday and today have been really good. And the weekend is usually when they really see the big numbers.
Absolutely. And, when you get a whole bunch of free water,
yeah,
and Powerade, and they even had Zaps. That's the thing. When people are saying we're going to give you complimentary food, I think sometimes people think they're going to cheapen out, right?
Yeah, right.
But that was a quality burger today, as you said, as good as you've had at any concession stand, any game you've ever been to.
It is.
A lot of the kids in our youth group, they love my hot dogs. That hot dog I had today was, with the onions on it, was about as good as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Zapp's chips are some of my favorite chips. They had the Zapp's Voodoo chips today. I mean, we're not talking about going to get some chips at some of the local establishments that maybe are the lesser thans. I mean, these are premium concessions.
Yeah.
You know?
You heard Bruce Marshall talk about the Detroit Tigers. They tried to quit at deadline, and now the team just won't let them.
And it happened a few years ago, too. I mean, and that's why it's I mean, I hope what they got in that Scooble trade makes sense. Obviously, people get paid a lot more money to do this every single day than I do. But
if you're getting a Dodger player, you're getting a good player.
But I mean, and how about Ohtani coming out? Have y'all talked about a little bit of that story with Ohtani? And I guess he had a clause in his contract that if the Dodgers got sold, then he could walk away. But I mean, I don't know why you'd walk away from anything with the Dodgers and how much money they're spending. I mean, that guy's got the greatest deal in the world. He gets all the endorsement money. He's going to get $680 million when he retires from the game. I mean, people talk about Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah.
I mean, how about Shohei Ohtani paydays?
No kidding.
I mean, gee whiz. Talk about the peanut butter and nougat and everything else you get with a payday bar. Shohei Ohtani's got it all day long.
Yeah.
Last night, we really had exhibition preseason football on display. Everything going under.
Yeah, I apologize for that. That was my fault. I said one game, and it was not even close.
That's all right.
So, you know, I was paying enough attention to see at the end of the first half. I was like, oh, maybe the Bengals are going to score a field goal. You know, they get an intentional grounding call. Then Jake Bates scores a field goal, and I was like, okay, maybe we got a chance. No chance. They don't.
Close at the end though.
Yeah, not even. Not really.
They were throwing it around at the end.
I mean, you know, it's preseason football, guys.
Yeah.
So,
about what you expect, I guess. Well,
hey, how about our tournament today, though, guys? I mean, outside of Scotty, we have some different, you know, some good movement along the way. Patrick Cantley's helping my bet a little bit.
Is he?
Yeah.
He? I haven't paid attention to Patrick Cantley.
I mean, I have Scotty top 5, Cantley top 20, and Bud Cauley is at 29 right now. I got him in top 30. So
it's huge.
We're hanging out there a little bit.
So, Victor Hovland.
I mean, how about the top 5? It's all international, which this tournament has really been kind of a showcase of some of the international players, right? Straka showing up a few years ago, Matsuyama winning the tournament.
Yep.
So, I mean, our top 5 leaderboard, I think you got 5 different flags at the top of it.
But isn't the essence of FedEx very international? It starts at home, but it goes global.
I mean, that's what happened with Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's as castaway as you get. So, in the middle of the world.
It was.
That's right.
Even though it was fiction, it was still good.
Yeah. I mean, we all love Wilson at this point.
Of course.
And Brian, I often have to remind Philadelphia partisans, Rocky is fictional.
Yeah.
It was really good, but it did not happen.
Well, so, you know, we've talked about it before. I mean, I got a young team at work, and so all the time I'm trying to acclimate them to movies, right?
Yeah.
And, like, now Castaway's 20 years old, right? It's not like it just came out. I mean, it's an old movie. So have you ever seen Castaway?
Oh,
Brian?
yeah, okay. Absolutely. But I like Tom Hanks. So,
Saving Private Ryan, you've
seen Saving Private Ryan. I've only seen that, I think, once. So I haven't seen that too many times. But I'm not a movie guy, but I feel like I've seen the movies.
You're a hockey guy, so I can understand.
Oh, man. I don't even want to get into it. I don't even get into it. Brett, local hockey team coming, had some apparel shipped last night. It's at my house. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't touched it yet. But, oh, boy, I'm excited about it.
Number?
And where are they going to play?
Yeah. Tell us.
Where are they going to play?
The Landers Center.
That's exactly right. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get out there.
Hey, I got to hook up on tickets.
Oh, come on. I mean, my girlfriend, who doesn't even like sports, we are getting season tickets. We're going to be out there. I mean, she's super pumped up for the hockey.
So what's your favorite hockey movie?
Well, see, I was a kid when the Mighty Ducks came out, so I'm quack, quack, quack. That's my bread and butter right there. But I mean, you know, Face Off, like there's some good hockey movies out there. Miracle, obviously, is a great one. That's an all-timer.
I mean, I love Mighty Ducks. I think Mighty Ducks. I mean,
I lived Miracle, so I didn't need to go to the movie.
No,
but the movie's 10 times. It makes it 10 times better, Brett.
Friday, February 22nd, 1980 was some special day.
I was not born.
It was a good one.
You needed the movie, like me. We needed the movie.
You know, we hear about the story growing up. I mean, but it's so weird to grow up in a world where everything is real time.
Yeah.
And, like, people watch that, and the outcome had already happened, and they had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't that Friday night. I did not. I knew it was. I don't know that when the game started, I knew it was recorded. It was taped, and during the game, the people that was where I was, they knew, but still was into it.
Yeah,
so they never showed their hand.
Yeah.
Which is weird for me because, like, if it's a sporting event that's happened, it's so hard for me to want to go back and watch it. I can think of probably less than 5 sporting events in my lifetime that if I knew the outcome, I went back and said, I want to watch that again.
Now, I've watched the Sugar Bowl 10 times since I got home to New Orleans.
That's understandable.
Hey, just
and nervous every time that last 2 minutes.
Hey, you know what? There's a commonality between Miracle and that game.
Yeah,
right?
No kidding.
So you got that going for
that
you.
Makes it one of, well, you said earlier that you can't tell us who drove which vehicles. Can you confirm or deny to us that Robert McIntyre has returned his vehicle just quite yet?
Checked in?
You know, I cannot confirm that. I probably need to talk to Nikki Payne right now and find out. So if he has returned,
any special pricing on it tomorrow?
I can confirm that I definitely know Rory McIlroy has driven one of our vehicles because as one of my salespeople was driving the other day, he said, "Brad, you're not going to believe it. I'm sitting at a stoplight next to Rory McIlroy.
How about that?
With his Landers
love that.
Expedition that's perfectly positioned." So
Any picks tonight? This weekend?
I haven't. I haven't paid attention. You know, before I came on board.
Who wins Sunday? Here.
I don't think Scotty gives it away at this point.
Yeah.
I picked him yesterday, and I said 20 under. Now I picked Scotty a bunch this year.
Sure.
But yeah, he was plus 105 at the start of the day to finish in the top 5. So,
Wow.
You know, I don't see anybody being able to get past him at this point. He's been it's been a while since he's won, which is weird. Right? After last year and how many tournaments he won. But I definitely think that this is Scotty's tournament to lose, and I don't see anybody. He's too focused. I think he's negative 100 and something right now. Anything under minus 200, you should bet on because I don't see him not turning out to win this tournament.
Next time we visit with you will be 2 weeks from yesterday at 4:30. For our run all the way through the Super Bowl with Landers Locks. And, Brad, we know a lot for sure. If it doesn't say Landers.
You paid too much.
Brad, thanks so much for joining us these last 3 days. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. And I can't wait for some Landers Locks here in a couple weeks.
And thank you is insufficient. Thank you.
Guys, it's been so much fun to be with you guys. And I've arranged transport. After the show is over, I got you a contact, so you don't have to haul all this stuff with you.
You got
How about that? Wow.
I got
coming
you
in clutch.
Hey,
even better.
You know,
That's
we're
huge.
not just a sponsor. We try to take care of our
That's
people.
why we love Brad.
I say every day during the Landers Hour, you will make a lasting friend with Landers.
Well,
Absolutely.
I got at least 3 friends right now and a wife watching us. They're not security agents; they're actually listening to the show on their AirPods.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
that's right.
you know, and I got to give one shout out. So I told my son yesterday as we were driving home. I was very touched. Eli Savoy made a comment about seeing Don Kitchens and I on the golf course on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so my son and I were driving home from soccer practice. His name's Blake. Listening to Sports 56 replay last night, Eli gave us a little bit of a shout out. So
that's great parenting.
Dad, have you talked about me on the radio before? I said I talked about your sister earlier this week. So Blake is a phenomenal freshman at Lakeland
Blake?
Prep. And so that's my one chance to give him a shout out on the radio.
Shout out, Blake. Oh, gotta love it. Shout out, Blake. Well, Brad, shout out you. Shout out Landers Ford. We appreciate you. And, man, I really am. I'm excited for these Landers Locks this year.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I feel like the first week we should probably do some over-unders because the season hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
And so
we want the whole buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Nebraska, how many years has it been since they went over on their win-loss total?
We didn't have to go there, did we?
Win-loss total for Nebraska. How many years has it been since they got over their win-loss total on Vegas? Is it 20? So I think we go under. Just the Matt Rule era.
I like it.
So,
I like it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brad. Brad Bellamy joining us from Landers Ford in Collierville. There are title sponsors this week out here at TPC Southwind as we're wrapping up round 2 on a Friday afternoon. But let's get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time for the FedEx St. Jude Golf Tournament, which means it's time to celebrate at Half Shell and Forest Hill Grill. Both restaurants are teaming up all tournament week long with happy hour, food and drink specials, and giveaways all day long. After a hot day watching the golf tournament, come to Half Shell or Forest Hill Grill. Always generous portions and pours. Enjoy local draft beers, favorite beverages, and happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Everyone is a regular here.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Rebel Nation, get the latest on everything Ole Miss sports with the Cannon Motors of Mississippi Rebel Yell Hotline. Join Rebel insiders Chuck Rounsville, Yancey Porter, and Gary Darby Monday nights at 6 as they break down the latest with the Rebels, along with even more insight from special guests. Rebel Yell Hotline, Mondays at 6 p.m. on WHBQ.
Stay up to date with everything going on in Ole Miss athletics with Rebel Yell Hotline every Monday night from 6 to 7 on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, Brett, my big number today, this is like the third time I've mentioned it, but I was listening to PGA Tour radio while I was out on the grounds today, just, making sure I kept up with everything that was going on around the entire tournament, and I heard them say this. Obviously, there's a lot of Scotty Scheffler numbers out there. I wanted to get away from the Scotty Scheffler number. My number is the number 1, Matty Schmid. He had an ace earlier today at hole number 4. How about that? Big time for Matty Schmid. But that is the third time that it has happened here at TPC Southwind since this event became part of the playoffs. You got to go back to 2023 when Sam Burns aced 11, and then a couple years ago, Chris Kirk with an ace at 14. So Matty Schmid, the first ace of the tournament. We'll see if it's the last one, but good stuff there for Matty Schmid.
Yeah, I'm staying with college football on Fridays, every Friday all the way through the national championship game, even with the great golf going on, and I'm going to use 15. It's 15 days till the start of college football, 2 weeks tomorrow. We're getting really close to turning over 15 into 14 tonight at midnight, but number 15 last year was last night's starter for the Las Vegas Raiders. Last year's Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza, wearing uniform number 15. He made his preseason debut last night, I think pretty successfully with the Raiders. Only 2 Heisman Trophy winners ever to wear uniform number 15. Fernando Mendoza and Tim Tebow.
Wow. It's good company to be in, I would say.
And 15 with Patrick Mahomes.
That's right, yeah.
In the NFL, Bart Starr way back wearing 15 at quarterback.
So maybe 15 is a number to be wearing. Oh,
got to get in an Earl Morrall reference if I may.
You definitely do. Now, 15 seems like the number you want to wear. Speaking of numbers you want to wear and numbers you don't want to wear, obviously we talked yesterday about the Jaden Daniels situation. It's getting out of hand now. It's a lot of people are turning it into a joke, which it is funny. But earlier today, minor league baseball at MILB, so the official X account for minor league baseball, quote tweeted the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, who tweeted out that their game yesterday had to be stopped due to weather and that they were going to be starting today at 5:05. Minor League Baseball tweeted out earlier today and said yesterday's game will resume at 5:05 p.m. tonight in the 5th inning. Hope that's okay with Jaden Daniels. How about that?
How does he start the walking this back and making up? Is it on him?
Oh yeah, no, I think it definitely is on him. I mean, I would give it a couple days, let it breathe a little bit, and then I just come out and say, I mean, we talked about it yesterday. I think it's very understandable. Look, I was under the assumption that that number wasn't going to be worn when I saw, without being told, that a player was going to wear number 5. I was caught very off guard, and I got a little too emotional about it. And because obviously that number means a lot to me.
LSU means a lot to me.
Sure. Yeah. And, you know, I let the emotions get the best of me. I apologize. You know, love LSU, love Baton Rouge, love the fans down there.
Good luck.
Whoever number 5 is, get them this year and go Tigers with the EAUX.
This afternoon, Colin Cowherd out, so filling in for him was LeVar Arrington with Plaxico Burks.
Yep.
Whew, Plaxico. Boy, I love being lectured to by somebody that shot himself, effectively ended his career, and had to do 20 months for discharging a gun and it going through your thigh. And he was all over LSU and just could not see the difference between Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
One's better than the other
Sure.
one.
Yeah.
Plaxico, sorry.
Yeah.
I know nobody wants to really get on and be and just say somebody's better, but Joe Burrow is bigger at LSU than Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Plaxico.
I mean, I don't think any of this really had to get to this point. It did. It's unfortunate, and I think it's something that he'll walk back. He'll do the apology tour for, and hopefully it's something we can all move past, because I think it's very easy to see how this happened, why this happened, and everything that kind of went into it. But it is unfortunate. Now a lot of people making a lot of jokes about it. Well, we're out here at TPC Southwind as round 2 of the FedEx St. Jude Championship is wrapping up. Brian Harmon, he is playing right now. I think Brian Harmon might have just hit it onto the cart path, if I'm looking correctly at right over by us. How about that? He's up on the cart path, kind of there on the dog leg. So we'll see what he can do. He's had a really, really nice day. Victor Hovland just wrapped up. He shot a 64 today. So we'll talk a lot more about it in the third hour, about what's going on with round 2, kind of what round 3 will look like. But I do want to thank all of our great sponsors, like our title sponsor. We were just talking with Brad Bellamy, and we appreciate Landers Ford so much for being our title sponsors this week. Our leaderboard updates, we'll give you another leaderboard update at 5:30, but that's brought to you by Sissy's Log Cabin and all of our other great guests, our great sponsors, like the Half Shell, Canali Funeral Directors, Huey's Restaurant, Colonial Country Club, Forest Hill Grill, Holly Winter Jewelry, Ronnie Grisani's, First National Bank, Jim's Place Grill, Bangers Pickleball, and Jason's Deli. Thank you all so much making this week possible. Well, let's go ahead and get to another break, wrap up this second hour, and when we return, John Varlas from the Daily Memphian. He joins us next.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Hey, you ready to bang? Bangers Pickleball in South Haven is now open with 10 courts, a restaurant, and 3 bars. New to pickleball? No problem. Take a free Bangers 101 class to learn. Bangers offers a great time for everyone, and there's no membership required. Bangers even has events for you non-pickleballers like mahjong, trivia, whiskey, and wine tasting. Bangers Pickleball has it all. All the rage, all the fun, all for you. Please dink responsibly at Bangers Pickleball, 6787 Snowden Lane, South Haven, Mississippi. Let's bang.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. TDOT still working with a couple of accidents. It's definitely picked up out here in the normal spots for this time of day. 240, especially eastbound here at Mount Moriah, getting onto 385 Billmore Parkway. That's only going to get heavier as you head out towards the Collierville area. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital is leading the way the world understands, treats, and tries to defeat childhood cancer. If you can help these kids with cancer, please do. Log on to stjude.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Broadcasting live from the FedEx St. Jude Championship at TPC Southwind. We are Sports 56, WHBQ AM Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and Q1075 WHBQ FM Germantown Memphis. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in to Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Friday afternoon. We're out here at TPC Southwind as play is starting to wrap up for round 2. But joining us now at the desk, he basically started the day with Sports 56 mornings. Now he's ending the day with us. John Varlas with us. John, it's been a long one for you today.
Yes, sir. It's been what do they call it, Brett? A day-night doubleheader? like they used to do in the old days. I was
you
here.
Go to the Jerry Lewis Telethon today. I feel like Ed McMahon at the tote board, please.
I did sneak back home for a couple of hours after I did Greg and Eli. But yeah, no, it's great to see you guys.
Yeah.
My annual appearance. Thank goodness the weather's cooperating this year.
We missed you last year.
I missed you guys too.
That was a Deuteronomy rain last year, wasn't it?
There was animals 2 by 2 down there by the
Leviticus and Numbers.
I got some breaking news for you guys to start the program, and I'm not making this up. And I know Brett, you and I, and Brian too. We talked a little wrestling earlier in the week off the record. It appears that Jerry the King Lawler has challenged the superstar Bill Dundee for one final match.
Whoa!
To benefit St. Jude.
How about that?
What do you think?
Please tell me it's at the Coliseum.
I don't know. I don't know where
ringside.
I don't know where it's gonna. I don't know where it's gonna be. And
wow.
I'm not being funny when I say this, Brett, but at the respective age and health of those two, that might be a literal loser leave town match.
Oh man, oh man.
John, I was trying to swallow Coca-Cola.
I'm sorry.
You can't break that one.
It's good. It's an all-timer right there. You might not be wrong.
Brett, you remember the hospital elimination match? You only leave the ring on a stretcher.
Right.
I'm again not trying to be funny, but
it's here.
He has been here all week.
Yes, he has. He has.
It's like being with Shecky Green.
Oh my God.
No kidding. No kidding.
Try the veal.
That's right. Well,
John, that's great.
John,
what about Jerry Calhoun? Will he be the special manager?
Good Lord.
You know, I'm not sure if Jerry Calhoun is still with us. I know Jimmy Hart's still alive.
Yeah. Well, he's got
kicking.
We got to break him out.
Yeah, I don't know who would be the referee. That's a good call.
Dave Brown's got to call it.
Somebody sent me a Facebook post, and apparently it was legitimate. The proceeds would benefit St. Jude, which was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how many proceeds there would be, but whatever proceeds would benefit St. Jude. But yeah, one more time that Jerry Lawler said superstar.
You know my standard line about 70s, 80s Memphis wrestling.
Yeah.
I like to tell people when the grass was green, the blood was red, and wrestling was real.
Okay.
It was real to me.
It's real to us.
It's still real to me, doggone it.
That's right. That's right. Well, John, what's been real out here today has been Scotty Scheffler. He was red hot, tied the course record, and now sitting all alone at the top.
Finally putted.
No, he did great, and it's crazy too, guys. When you think about it, he's only won one tournament. He's only won one tournament this year. He hasn't won since late January out there on the Desert Swing.
It's first to 30 under to win that.
Right. Well, but it seems like he's always around the top and near the top and in contention. And I kind of alluded to that a little bit in my story that's going to post. You know, he's just super consistent, but it also feels like, you know, it's inevitable too with Scotty Scheffler that he's going to be right there, you know, at or near the top, you know, pretty much whenever he's able to, whenever he feels like it. Like you said, Brett, whenever the putts are falling, if he can get that to work, I mean, he's pretty much as reliable as a lock you can get for, you know, competing in these tournaments, even against the best fields.
John, you know how I and Brian, how we feel about you as a friend, as a journalist, as a writer. We know the old admonition of no cheering in the press box. We also know you like to write a good story. Yeah. And Scotty, in the next to last Memphis win to join that elite honor roll of Memphis winners, I think that would be a good one to write. Yep. I'll do the cheering. I know you can.
Well, you know, Brett, us journalists root for easy stories, you know, good stories, obviously, but if it's easy too, that's a bonus.
In the old day, early before deadline,
get home safely and that kind of thing. But no, seeing Scotty Scheffler come out here and shoot a 61, I think it's the fourth guy to do that. I know Jay Delsing did it. I'm going by memory here. Jay Delsing, and I think there was a guy in 2020 that did it
during COVID.
Tom Lewis, and who was the third one?
Bob Estes, way back around the turn of the century, and Justin Rose just a few years ago. We often leave him out, so Scotty Scheffler joins that list, and Justin Rose, defending champion.
Yeah, and I think Braden Thornberry too, a local product from down in DeSoto County. He did not do it in PGA competition, so it doesn't count. But he also shot a 61 out here at some point in his career.
Yeah.
So so several guys have done it, but it's not an easy thing to do. And good grief, Brett. He came out of the box today like a Southland Greyhound, 5 birdies in a row, and just when you start like that, it's hard to have a bad day.
Really buoyed by the crowd, the gallery overwhelmingly.
Oh yeah,
pro Scotty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, they definitely were. What else have you seen good out here these last couple of days?
Well, I saw something interesting over at the autograph area yesterday, actually. So there, it's some grown men out there getting autographs. I mean, fully grown, mature men. And one of them,
straight to eBay.
I don't know where it's going, but one of them had a beard, right? And Shane Lowry is there signing autographs for them. And one of the guys has a beard, and he goes, "Hey Shane, check it out! I got a beard. I look just like you." And Lowry looks up at him and smiles, and he says, "You don't play like me, though, do you, man?"
That's great.
I was hoping he'd say, "Yeah, and I'm never asking you for your autograph."
No, that is also true.
And he wasn't mean about it. He was just kind of deadpan about it. I mean, Shane Lowry seems like a pretty cool guy. I was talking about this with Eli off air about, golfers we might want to, maybe hang out with or have a soda with, or a beer if that's your preference. And it seems like Shane Lowry's pretty high up on the list. Justin Rose seems like a good guy too. A lot of these guys are kind of distant and standoffish, but the ones that you can feel like you can kind of relate to, and take the time to give good answers to your questions, and at least make the effort to be personable. That I think that goes a long way with a lot of people.
Yeah.
You as a lifelong Memphian, have you been torn this week with? We got our tournament. Clock is ticking.
Brett, I'm actually a little depressed, to be, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I'm actually a little depressed, and I kind of made the comparison of, it's like you're going to visit an alien relative, and your time with them is short. It's a lot shorter than it has been, and so many memories, so many great moments out here with this tournament, especially in the last several years when it's been a playoff event, and just the looming thing, Bryant, that it's probably won't be that in the future. I think it's kind of,
I hate it for Brian.
Yeah.
I hate it for young people.
Yeah,
I hate it for little children I'm seeing out here enjoying this. If this young man right here, because we just, I don't know if I ever took it for granted, but it was just always there. For whole life.
And it's also a thing too, Brett. I mean, we remember the old days where it was just a normal tournament on the tour. But even then, you would get the big names coming through. 3 or 4 guys a year. Lee Trevino played here, and Phil Mickelson, and John Daly when he was at the height of his popularity. Fred Couple. You'd have the big names, but now the way it's going to be split, it's you won't have him. By rule, you won't have him.
John, I practically stalked Seve Ballesteros out here in 1990.
They're about to give you a restraining order.
I definitely could have walked up to just keep going with me because I love you.
That sounds like a story for another day.
Yeah,
no kidding.
And we got him in 90 because our tournament was about 2 weeks ago, and this weekend was the PGA at Shoal Creek in Birmingham, Alabama. So Seve came here, big surprise announcement, sold a lot of tickets off of him because he wanted to come here to get acclimated to the southern heat, humidity, and I'm not kidding you. When he popped out of the locker room, I was standing right there.
Well, and too, Brett, correct me if I'm wrong, but and I know he's kind of persona non grata for various reasons nowadays. But Phil Mickelson was always very loyal to this tournament as well, right?
He was so good to Phil Cannon. And one year, the tournament was in a tough spot. And he initiated the call to Phil Cannon, said, "Sign me up, start selling tickets and advertising around me."
Yeah, well, and see that kind of stuff. It means things. It does. The relationships, and I'm just worried it's going to go away when the playoff goes away. I was talking to Eli this morning. I don't think walking around here, the crowds yesterday and today were as big as past Tuesdays and Thursdays since it's been a playoff event. I know it's, hot as all get out here, but, it wasn't too much terribly cooler last year. It's August. I mean,
it's always hot.
So I don't know. I just feel like maybe for some people it's already kind of, maybe the interest is petering out a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think you could be right about that. I mean, I think it's kind of everything, how hot it is, and then obviously with that news, certainly didn't help things. But we know football season almost here at the high school level. What, next week?
You got a jamboree to go to tonight?
I don't have a jamboree to go to. I don't do jamborees, and actually,
good for you.
Actually, jamborees have kind of lost their importance.
You don't do jamborees, and you don't do driving ranges. I heard you say that.
This driving ranges. I've never seen Field of Dreams either. And,
I haven't either.
This guy.
I have seen Hoosiers, but I haven't seen Field of Dreams.
Unreal.
It's just no. But the jamboree, it's a thing where you don't want to get anybody hurt at this point in the season.
No.
So if you have enough guys to play your JVs and your reserves, you're going to do that in the jamboree. Now a lot of these teams out here only have 30 guys, so they really don't have a choice. But if you can, you're going to try to avoid injuries if you can. So jamborees tonight. I know there's one going on at St. Benedict with the Eagles and Christian Brothers and Arlington and Bartlett. And they're also having the second night of City School Jamborees around different stadiums. You can check the MSCIAA website and get your schedule there and pick you a stadium and go to. And yeah, Brian, we'll kick it off for real Friday.
Yeah. Well, Thursday for some. I think Christian Brothers starts on Thursday. And speaking of Christian Brothers, so last year during the football season, I helped Eli out with their broadcasts at Christian Brothers, and I always knew, I always heard people talk, and my brother would tell me that there's this Christian Brothers baseball has this kid on their team that's he's fantastic, he's awesome, he's one of the top kids. Well, then come to find out that his brother started the season last year as the backup quarterback as a freshman, then became the starter by the end of the season. He was awesome. The Brick family is incredible. Talk about them for a second. Obviously, Will Brick got drafted about a month ago. And then what do you expect from Christian Brothers this year?
Well, I think, you're right. That's two incredible athletes in one family. And it's interesting too, Brian. I met their dad during baseball season when I did a feature story on Will.
Yeah.
And he's just a regular guy, right? he's not a famous, not a prominent athlete, not particularly, sports minded or anything like that. But he's got these two just super athletic, talented sons.
Yeah.
You can't draw up a better high school baseball player than Will Brick. Like you said, he was drafted and he's already started his minor league career. And then, his brother Nate, we were there that second game he started last year. I think it was against the MUS game.
I think it might have been.
He's out there as a freshman throwing lasers, putting it right in the receiver's hands, right where it needs to be. Yeah. I saw a scrimmage, last week they played Germantown, and he looked just as good and maybe even better. He made his receivers look so good.
Did he make all the throws?
Placing it right where he needs to.
Mechanics perfect.
Down the middle, short, long, touch, whatever you need him to do, he can do it.
Team rally around him.
He's natural leader.
That magnet?
You can tell, Brett. And the thing is, and we talk about this all the time, Memphis does not have a great track record of producing big time quarterbacks. We've had some guys, but I really think Nate Britt can be the guy to break that. I really do. Super talented.
The talent level in Shelby County this year, where is it? Is it
super high? I mean, Brett, we got three guys committed to Ole Miss already. Antoine Jackson, defensive end at White Station, and Jamarcus Pittman, 340-pound.
Don't count the Rebs out on Walden.
Nose tackle at Mace, and the third one, Antonio Kiefer, a 300-pound lineman over at Southwind, who's also the class president. So, model student, citizen, and 300 pounds. And so you're breaking some news there. Don't count him out on Tay Walden.
Long time signing day.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, he's throwing the O up right now though. He's got Oregon up there.
But it always a long time till signing day, even the night before.
No, there is. Even in the old days, it was. And
it really was.
And I think most scouts will tell you probably that Keyshawn Bowman at Brentwood Academy is the best wide receiver in the state. But for my money, honestly, it's Tay Walden, and that's not a homer pick at all. I mean, he's 6'3", put 20 pounds of muscle on him like you're inevitably going to do in college.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kid has a chance to play on Sundays. I really do. And his dad played on Sundays for 10 years with the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's right.
So
who is the top player in Shelby County? Who must see? Just go watch him on a Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go see a lot of the good players, Brett, this year are linemen, so you don't necessarily want to go see linemen, but yeah, Tay Walden, Collierville's quarterback, Braden Santibonez is committed to Iowa. I'm trying to think.
How good's the running back down at Southwind, running behind that good lineman?
Oh yeah, Kamani Williams is committed to Auburn. He had probably 25 Power 4 offers. 6'1", 190, can run between the tackles, can run outside.
Last Auburn player from Memphis, the Germantown linebacker.
I want to say no. It was actually. They had a lineman who played at Wooddale, and then he went down to junior college. Isaiah. I'm blanking on his last name, but it's within the last couple of years. So yeah, it's a really good class. The junior class is also shaping up to be pretty strong. And coming back to our conversation about Nate Brick, there's some really potentially very good sophomore class and even freshman class quarterbacks in town. So it's going to be interesting to see how these kids develop over the next few years.
Yeah. I'm already getting texts. I got to ask about my guys over at Houston. What do you think from the Mustangs this year?
Oh, much improved, Bryant. You know, they won that state championship in 2023, and then they went back to the championship game and finished runner-up in 2024. Two great senior classes that you know kind of had a hand in all that, and then those guys graduated. The cupboard was a little bare last year. They had to rely heavily on sophomores and even some freshmen in some key spots. Their schedule was not conducive to an inexperienced roster, and they end up winning 3 games, but everybody comes back a year more wiser, a year more older, a year bigger, and a year better. And I think Houston is going to be I think they really could be a sleeper this year in 6A. They've got one of the best running backs in town, Rodarius Robertson, and their quarterback, of course, Cannon Day. I mean, he's able to win games on his own. He's terrific.
On a Thursday or Friday night, you just go to one game and write that game story?
I do. But thanks to social media, I'm kind of
a lot of reporters out there
kind of plugged in there elsewhere. There are a lot of reporters, and all of them haven't undergone the rigorous training that I have in terms of facts and details.
They matter
and details and all that. But I do appreciate everybody trying to help, and so from that aspect, it makes it a lot easier.
On a Friday night when the games are over, how many coaches do you talk to before you go to bed?
Oh, it varies, but several.
They're all checking in, wanting to tell you.
Checking in, yeah. A lot of coaches like to call and complain. A lot of coaches like to call in and celebrate. You know, Brett, the late great Kid Netherland said the only thing better than winning a game on Friday night is talking about it on Saturday morning.
John,
and the older I get, the more true that I see that actually is.
I know that feeling. A Sunday afternoon after a win for me at Ole Miss is great. Monday's even better.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. You got water cooler bragging rights, right, Brett?
That's exactly right.
Where do you think Tiger basketball? Where do you think it is?
Oh, it's in a tricky place. It really is. The way they've opted to construct their roster the last few years, bringing in essentially a whole new team every year. I think that's a really hard way to do it. You just you get these guys and they come from all these different programs, and they might look good at wherever they were, but they had a different role, they had a different coach, they had a different offensive philosophy at that program. So you kind of put them together, and it's a bit of a hodgepodge, and you hope they blend into a team. But and this isn't specific to Memphis. Anybody that's building a roster like this, it's very hard. So
it got Beard last year.
Yeah, it did, and it got Kentucky when in the later days of the Calipari era too. So it's hard to turn over the roster every year and expect success with the schedule they have. I think that's just going to make it even more difficult, more challenging. I sure want to see Coach Hardaway do well, like everybody else in town, but it's a different day, and it's just really hard.
Yeah, well, and talk about the 3 incoming freshmen. Obviously, Cello was at FACS before he transferred.
He won a state championship as a freshman at FACS,
Holy cow.
And that team that won the state championship, they didn't have any senior starters.
Oh, wow.
So they started 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior. So that team had the potential to really be special. But the coach left and took a new job, and the team kind of broke up and scattered to the 4 wins. So Cello ended up in Miami. He played at Christopher Columbus High School, which is a real powerhouse down there. He's terrific. Brett, you'll appreciate this comparison. He reminds me kind of Martavius Newby that played at Ole Miss. Big and physical and burly. He'll just put your head down and just try to muscle you down to the hole, and super athletic. Talented basketball player, really good kid. I think he'll maybe get on the floor before the other 2. I mean, anybody
just because of that body,
just because of that, he's got a college body and that aggressive mindset. Anybody that knows me knows how much I admire Fred Smith and his game and all the things he's done at Briarcrest. 2 Mr. Basketballs, 2 state championships. Such a terrific feel for the game. Processes the game like a computer. Passing, being in the right spots for rebounds, being in the right spots on defense, that kind of thing.
You're in that room sorting out Mr. Basketball and Mr. Football. How easy was the sell for him to go back to back?
It was pretty easy for him because they the other people on the committee from out of town knew about him from last year. They knew his ability, they knew his quality. So it wasn't a terribly tough sell. But you still gotta kind of sell with these Nashville guys. They think Nashville is the center of the high school sports universe in Tennessee, and a lot of times it is. There's some terrific athletes there. Population is just going crazy, and the
Numbers matter.
athletes are going crazy with it. But no, Fred's a terrific player. Hopefully he'll be able to contribute at Memphis. And then, Parker Pound's terrific outside shooter.
Yeah.
He was basically
Can he craft a role?
He can craft a role as a designated bomber, I think, Brett. He was essentially a 50, 40, 90 guy in high school. And that, that counts.
Shooting matters.
Shooting matters. It's a valuable skill, and he certainly has it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
They won't be asking him to do a lot off the dribble, will they?
They won't, and they shouldn't, because that's not his game.
Nothing more unfair to ask someone to do something that they're not probably capable of.
Right. And
early, for sure.
And Briarcrest was able to maximize that. Run him off the picks and screens, and get him out in an open space.
Then he's got to knock it down.
Let him knock. Well, and he did on the high school level. College obviously is a lot different.
Sure.
But he's got good size.
We got to compare him to somebody in Tiger basketball lore. Who would it be?
I think we'll compare him to John McLaughlin, right? Because he's about
Sign me up.
He's about 6'5", right? About 6'4", 6'5".
Give me a hybrid of Will Fall, McLaughlin. Sign me up.
Good talker.
Billy Cook from White Station High in the early 70s off the baseline.
I should have done that's just the one that popped in my head.
I love it.
If I think about it, I could maybe come up with a better comparison. But no,
I like that one.
Shooting is super valuable.
Do we have Ben Spiva setting a screen for him?
Yeah. Ben Spiva could set a screen now, couldn't he?
A grown man screen.
Might have that, but no, it'll be fun to see what those three local guys do for the Tigers. Like I said, if any of them find playing time. But John, as always, we love having you on. The tradition, unlike any other. I know we'll see you out and about at these football games
post,
this year.
But we listen to you every Friday.
We will, and I appreciate you guys, and I'm sad this is over because I gotta wait 364 more days. So thank you guys for having me so much. I listen every day, as you know. Keep up the great work. It's a joy to listen to you guys, and always so much fun talking with you.
Thanks, John.
Many regards. Thanks, John.
John Varlish joining us once a year. Every time we're out here, John Varlish joins us. But you can hear him every single Friday mornings. He joins Greg and Eli in the mornings. Always a great
Brought to you by
segment.
Shoot 360.
That's exactly right. I got to throw that in there, a little extra plug in there as well. But we're going to get to a break here in a second. Before we do that, let me remind you, this 5 o'clock sponsor brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet. The Dobbs family, an old established name, is back in the car business in Memphis. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, located at 7850 Highway 64 in Bartlett, offering a full selection of new Chevrolets and quality used cars to meet every need and budget. Head out there and check out the beautiful new vehicles like the 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500, the 2026 Chevy Traverse, or the 2026 Chevy Equinox, a redesigned, rugged meets modern style vehicle with a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gas engine. At Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it's fully transparent pricing, no hidden fees, no games, and they cover all your needs with their service department. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet welcomes you to a new way of providing excellent customer service. Head out there to Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet in Bartlett, 7850 Highway 64, open Monday through Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can go online, view those vehicles at DobbsBrothersChevy.com. Make sure you get out there, see them in person, test drive them today at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending. We'll give you another Sissy's Log Cabin leaderboard update, and we'll talk about what the weekend looks like out here at TPC Southland. We'll do that next on Sports Time.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show? No! Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Old Dominick Distillery's award-winning 8-year reserve bourbon is back in Memphis for its second year. Small batch, intentional, and proudly made in Memphis. This is bourbon for the love of bourbon. A slow sipper with a flavor journey that's been refined by time. Find Old Dominic's 8-year reserve bourbon at an area retailer. This pour is reserved for you. Old Dominic Distillery, 305 South Front Street, or online at olddominic.com.
It is quite literally the dog days of summer at Family Leisure. Now, why is that? Glad you asked. Because Family Leisure wants to see your dog pictures, or whatever pet you have pictures of. Here's the details. With any Family Leisure purchase, you're going to get a dog bandana and a tennis ball. You take a picture of your pooch or any other pet with your newly purchased Family Leisure product, you get a $50 gift card. Come on, how many pictures do you already have of your pets on your phone? Family Leisure is giving you an excuse and a gift card to take one more. Now, what other dog days deals are there at Family Leisure? How about a swimming pool as low as $19.99? How about patio furniture that's up to 50% off? Get this, if you purchase any hot tub in stock, Family Leisure will give you a free theater seating set. Now you know why they're called the dog days of summer at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Witten Road at I-40, where family fun and your pets all come together.
It's time for the FedEx St. Jude Golf Tournament, which means it's time to celebrate at Half Shell and Forest Hill Grill. Both restaurants are teaming up all tournament week long with happy hour, food and drink specials, and giveaways all day long. After a hot day watching the golf tournament, come to Half Shell or Forest Hill Grill. Always generous portions and pours. Enjoy local draft beers, favorite beverages, and happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Everyone is a regular here.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, T-Dots out here trying to untangle a couple of accidents. Still busy over here in the construction zone at times on I-40, especially going eastbound with that volume passing Warford, Hollywood. Keeping an eye on 55 also there between Mallory and 3rd. Just be careful in that construction zone for the next couple of weeks. Watch for radar south of Memphis this afternoon down 55 in certain sections of DeSoto County. Hey, be sure to check out the animals that are available for adoption right now at the Humane Society of Memphis, Shelby County. Log on to their website at memphisHumane.org. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet at 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we've got about 30 minutes left in today's show. We got to talk about what's trending, and what's trending right now is all of the action out here at TPC Southwind. FedEx St. Jude Championship Round 2 is complete, and the big story of the day is Scotty Scheffler. 11 under. He's at the top. 9 under today, a 61. Somebody pointed out, I need to go back and see who exactly said it. Kyle Porter, he tweeted out earlier after Scotty Scheffler's round was done, not only did he shoot a 61, he shot a 61 with 2 bogeys. You take away one of those bogeys, and he sets the record. You take away both those bogeys,
59.
and we're talking 59. So, I mean, just an unreal round for Scotty Scheffler. We talked about it a lot, the 5 straight birdies to start the round, and then he ended his round with 13 birdie, 14 par, 15, 16, 17 birdies, and then the par on 18. So just unreal stuff today from Scotty Scheffler. He sits alone at the top.
Yeah, he did wonders to those putting statistics today.
Yes, he did.
And I asked earlier, almost rhetorically now, I want an answer. How far is too far back? Because he's not blowing up. He's not going out there and throwing 74 and falling that far back to the field. You know, he may not shoot 61 again over tomorrow or Sunday, but he's going to add to it. How far is too far?
I would say probably anywhere in this 6 under, 5 under.
Right
I would
there.
say it's probably
I'm
the
with
sweet spot. I mean, this is a very gettable golf course. We've seen, obviously, we just saw 61, but we've seen a lot of 65s. We've seen some 64s, some 66. I mean, this is a very gettable golf course. And so if you've got somebody that comes out and, has one of those, back-to-back 65s or something like that, and, Scotty's just, kind of a couple under, then maybe things could get interesting on Sunday. But he's in a good spot. And I think the biggest thing, and Brett, we talk about it every single week. We talk about it mostly when we're making our picks. Scotty Scheffler, as much as we want to talk about these players don't listen, they're in their own world, they don't want to know what everyone's saying about them. Scotty Scheffler knows that he hasn't won since January. He knows that people are talking about, number one in the world, but hadn't won on tour since January. He knows all of this stuff. And so I cannot see Scotty Scheffler having this opportunity where he's sitting at the top, and he's sitting at the top with a little bit of a gap where he turns around and lets this go. I would say right now the betting odds are saying the exact same, minus 200 to win on Sunday. I would say Scotty Scheffler, he's in control right now.
We've talked and asked all year who's player of the year. We had a couple people, including Rex Hoggard from the Golf Channel, say to be determined that this week, next week, and the final week in Atlanta could decide it. If Scotty goes on even a 2 out of 3 heater, but for sure closes it out with the trifecta of Memphis, St. Louis, Atlanta, there's your player of the year without a major.
Absolutely, yeah. So it feels like a big next couple of weeks for Scotty Scheffler. Obviously, world number one. He's not sweating it too much, and you can see by his play, he's not stressing a lot out there. And so, 68 yesterday, 61 today. We'll see how he responds tomorrow. Tee time's not yet out, as we really just saw the last group go through about 20 minutes ago.
34 twosomes, though.
That's right. No, we know that, thankfully, with old Bobby Mack saying I've had enough bright and early this morning. So yeah, it'll look a little cleaner tomorrow.
So just one person is withdrawn.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because you had, I forgot who it was that didn't even show up, but he's dealing with an injury, but was in the top 70. So we started with 69, and then, Daniel Berger, and then we got down to 68. Need to give you a Sissy's Log Cabin leaderboard update. We've talked a lot about Scotty Scheffler. He's alone at the top, 11 under. Sung J M, 8 under with Victor Hovland. Those two guys, T2. Ludwig Aubert, he's 7 under in 4th. Nico Echeverria, Tommy Fleetwood, Jordan Spieth, Brian Harmon, all of those guys are 6 under. We were talking about Brian Harmon earlier, 64. A really nice round for him, like you mentioned, 64. He was over here on the
64 and get cleared, three strokes clear you.
Yeah, that's incredible. But a much needed day for Brian Harmon. He was over here on the cart path on 18. Didn't know how that was going to work out for him. But a nice round for him. Good for him. So that's your top 5 right now. Handful of guys at 5 under. You go all the way to the bottom, and that's where we find the guy that's played the last 2 days with Scotty Scheffler. He won't be playing the next 2 days with Scotty Scheffler. That's Rory McIlroy. He's not in last, but he's towards the bottom. T60 right now at 4 over. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys behind him that are still playing, obviously, Robert McIntyre, WD. So not a great 2 days for Rory McIlroy.
Breaking news from Jim's Place Grill in Collierville. It's packed, but they're going to make room for you. I've talked to James Terrace, and there's going to be room for everybody this weekend to enjoy. And the golf, of course, will be on. And a lot of people enjoying Jim's Place. Over 100 years of those celebrations with those great charcoal grill steaks. Over 100 years of family time and lasting great memories like this weekend for our golf tournament in 2026. The Terrace family with their touch for our community with recipes that date back to the beginning in downtown to now in Collierville at the railroad tracks at Poplar and Houston Levee. Online at jimsplacegrill.com. Don't forget the Ian Grill. And don't forget, starting Friday, October 30th, every Friday at 5 o'clock, we'll be talking Tiger basketball, brought to you by Jim's Place Grill with the great Jason Munns from the Commercial Appeal on the Tiger basketball beat. Every state grilled perfectly over an open flame. Come to Jim's Place and taste and see and feel the difference. Lunch hours, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner, Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Since 1921, a staple, a Memphis landmark. Hard work, values, and a dedication to their beloved diners, the Terrace family. They've created that memorable dining experience, that night out that will make those lasting memories. At lunch, the staples like the souffle ma, the shrimp cocktail, crab cakes, and salad dressings, all homemade. I think only Dimitri knows exactly what in some of those recipes. at dinner time, the calamari, soup, seafood, and those steaks like the ribeyes, the strips, and the fillets, and that great bar area, that great time at Jim's Place Grill in Collierville.
Well, our friend Greg Gaston saying blame him for Scotty not getting to 59. He tweeted out about an hour ago, I feel like my friend and I cost Scotty a 59. Watched him for 2 holes, and he bogeyed both. That really is bad luck when Scotty Scheffler having one of the rounds of a lifetime here at TPC Southwind. You only watch 2 holes and you get both of his bogeys when he had 1 million birdies on the day and you got both bogeys. That's really, really bad luck.
That was
for
tough
Greg
viewing.
Gaston there. Yeah, no question about it. Some other interesting news, both Cardinals and Memphis related, as it was reported earlier today that Joshua Baez, who has been playing for the Memphis Redbirds this year, he is being called up to the majors, so he will join the Cardinals up in Chicago for this series against the Cubs. Definitely time, and has been fantastic. 34 home runs in AAA this season, so hope to see that pop at the major league level. And obviously, he's been a fun player here in Memphis, and we'll see what he can do and when he makes that debut for the Cardinals.
Mean old Cubbies are hitting their stride, aren't they?
They are. They're playing extremely well.
Playing great.
And today was
really
fun team to watch. And today was really, really impressive to see. See what they
Hauser, Craig Counsell finally,
yeah.
do something in a postseason.
Maybe. We'll see. Time will ultimately tell about that. But, no, good news there for a Memphis Redbird. The other news that we haven't gotten to today, and there's been a whole bunch of reporting about it yesterday and then today. Last night, there was a report out there that got a ton of traction, not only locally but nationally, that the Grizzlies would not be paying out Brandon Clark's final year of his contract, $12.5 million contract, to his estate after the passing, and that the money wouldn't count against the NBA salary cap. And again, that made national news last night that they were not going to do that in this report. I don't know if there was another one. I just see this one.
It's a tough side of business, Brian.
Well, it is. But it goes on to say that a lot of other teams, they do pay out for those players that end up passing away, and so just it was really uncomfortable and unfortunate that that news came out last night. But then today, Kevin O'Connell reporting about 6 hours ago that NBA sources confirmed that Brandon Clark's contract was completely protected for death. The $12.5 million is expected to be paid in full through life insurance. An erroneous report said that Clark's estate will not be paid out of his $12.5 million following the death in May, but the deal was negotiated for the Memphis Grizzlies to reimburse for life insurance to protect against the possibility of death, which is a customary approach to player contracts across the NBA. It provides the most beneficial protection for a player that can be negotiated in an NBA contract, since it provides tax advantages to the players. So definitely good news there that Brandon Clark's family will be getting that money that he would have made this year with his contract. And again, just another example. Don't always believe what you see online, because obviously that report did not. I mean, this one that I was just seeing on Twitter, and like I said, I think there were others, but this one, had almost 400,000 views. And so always, double check what you're looking at. We do have some Major League Baseball going on right now. As the game already final, we mentioned the Cubs and how well they're playing. They got the 3-0 win over the Cardinals right now. 3 games going on. You've got the Marlins and the Reds, top of the third, 0-0. Not a lot of hits so far in that game. You've got the White Sox and the Tigers just getting started, and the Red Sox Pirates just getting started. Should be a really fun night of baseball. Still haven't seen any tee times for tomorrow. I'm sure those will be released at any minute as they're finalizing that, seeing all the scores, and starting to make those pairings for Saturday, for tomorrow, round 3. Going to be a blast out here. Again, I know we've said it time and time again over the last 2 days. But, even though it's hot, and it's going to be hot tomorrow, it's going to be hot on Sunday, they do a great job out here. That Grounds Plus ticket, really, just about everywhere you're at on the course, you're close to one of those Grounds Plus tents where you can just go in, you can get some food, you can get a drink, you can cover everything, all your needs. They've got the sunscreen stations as well to cover you. So they make it easy. They make sure you're protected from all of the elements out here, but definitely just waiting to see what those tee times look like, what those groups look like for tomorrow. Do you know, Brett? I don't know. What time will they tee off? Will it be around the same time today? I'm not sure about that.
Are you good for 2 more days?
I'm gonna wait and see what the times look like and what the pairings look like. I could see myself coming out here early tomorrow,
Same
walking 18 with a group, and then leaving. I've just got to be really invested in whoever's playing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm going to do early, TV late.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I definitely will not be out here on Sunday. If I could, I would. I just don't have time to be out here on Sunday. But I might try to get out here tomorrow and see what it looks like. Tee times are out. How about that? I knew they would get here.
Sunday's going to be real early for me and mostly TV, but I will be out here Sunday.
Yeah. Ryan Fox and Ricky Castillo get us started at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, so a little or 10 minutes earlier.
Maybe not that
than
early.
No, I will not be out here that early. If you want to see Rory McIlroy, he's going off at 7:20 tomorrow. Rory McIlroy and Jordan Smith, Akshay Bhatia, Eric Cole at 7:30, and then you go all the way down. 12:45 will be the leading to Scotty Scheffler and Sung Jae Im. They'll go off from 1. Everyone going off from 1 at 12:45. Victor Hovland, Ludwig Aubert at 12:35. Nico Echeverria, Tommy Fleetwood. That'd be a fun group to follow tomorrow. They go off at 12:25. Jordan Spieth, Brian Harmon at 12:15.
Jackson Coyven finally gets somebody to play with.
How about that? Good for Jackson Coyven after 2 days of the solo ball out there. I never saw him today. I hope he, yesterday, quick round, playing by yourself, completely fine. Today, different when you're right there in the middle of the pack. So I hope he was all right getting out there in the middle of other people. So should be a lot of fun tomorrow. Jackson Coyven and Sepp Straka at 8:45 tomorrow. So Coyven getting Straka. But should be a lot of fun again. All the action starts 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then that big group with Scotty and Sung Jae Im at 12:45. Well, let's go ahead and get to our final break of the day, and when we return, we'll wrap up today's show. We'll wrap up this week with Mo's Crunch Time.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Brownie, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
Memphis, it's almost time to get back to Grizzlies basketball. The 2026-27 schedule is set and their young core is here. All we need is you. To celebrate the upcoming season, we're sending one lucky listener 2 tickets to a game at FedEx Forum. Don't miss your chance. Enter our giveaway at grizzlies.com/sports56 today.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest crunch time. You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival, Tennessee.
Goodbye!
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need catering? Moe's Taco Truck is always ready to cater for you. Just give Jenny Nash a call, 901-606-3172. Moe's.com, it's your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, what I learned today, it went from last night when the first reports about it came out to what I could have done without, but it moved earlier today to what I learned because it did take a nice turn. But we talked about it in our last segment, the reports that came out last night that the Memphis Grizzlies would not be paying out the $12.5 million to Brandon Clark's estate. Again, went all over the place. I mean, you saw locally, nationally, it's not a great look for the Grizzlies. But then today, again, according to Kevin O'Connell, that $12.5 million is expected from the NBA. It is expected to be paid in full through life insurance. So definitely good to see that his family will be getting that money from life insurance, and that they're able to do good by Brandon Clark after his tragic passing earlier this year.
Yeah, that story just kept getting worse, didn't
it?
But what I learned today, I know, Brian, I've told you a million times, the hottest I've ever been in my life was 2007 over 4 days in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the PGA Championship at Southern Hills when Tiger Woods won. Step aside 2007, 2026 Memphis has passed you. And got 2 more days of it, but this has been the all-timer on the heat of the golf tournament for me. I didn't think anything would ever top 2007 in Tulsa, but it's been topped.
No, it's definitely warm out here, and we'll see. It looks like it's going to be just as hot, if not a little hotter, over the next couple of days. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks and feels like out here, and how that affects some of these guys out here over these next 2 days, especially some of those guys that are up there towards the top. Does that heat start to get them? Day 3, day 4, or are they able to push through? Well, what I could have done without today, well, it's these first 2 rounds from Rory McIlroy. And honestly, after seeing the way that these first 2 days have gone, I don't know how you can really expect much from him tomorrow or on Sunday. I do think he'll play all 4 rounds. I don't foresee a Robert McIntyre situation playing out. But a 74 yesterday, a 70 today, and for Rory McIlroy now getting started bright and early tomorrow morning. Again, his tee time tomorrow morning, 7:20 a.m. So an early wake-up call for Rory McIlroy. I just don't expect a ton from him tomorrow or Sunday, and that's a shame. One of the best golfers out there. You definitely, especially in that pairing with Scotty Scheffler, would love to see a lot more from him.
I think he's got 2 weeks at East Lake Circles.
No, he
I don't even know if Bell Reeve next week's got his full attention.
No, I mean, nothing on, again, we talked about it a lot earlier this week. He does not care about any tournaments except for the majors, maybe for the finale. But there's only at this point of his career, and he earned it. He absolutely earned it. But at this point of his career, there's just not many tournaments that matter to him.
Could have done without the Jaden Daniels story being stretched into day 2. It shouldn't have been stretched into minute 2, much less day 2. But it has. Jaden Daniels, you had a great LSU year winning the Heisman Trophy. You're just not as beloved as Joe Burrow on a 15-0 national championship, arguably one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the history of college football. That I think did he beat Purdue in a bowl game? Who did he beat his Heisman year?
I don't
Purdue
remember.
his first year at LSU, and then somebody else his second year. You're just not Billy Cannon and Joe Burrow, and I'm sorry that nobody around your sycophants around you won't tell you that.
Yeah. Well, and I really don't even know how much it goes into that. I think it really just goes down to he figured that promise, he, I guess, believed too much into it, and then, out of nowhere, someone's wearing his number 5.
Promises made, promises unkept.
That's exactly right. And so, and it's nobody's fault on LSU's side. Again, completely different coaching staff. Again, not a retired number. It's number 5. It's a number that people are going to want when they're playing college football. So, it just feels like something that I feel like we're going to get to next week. He's going to come out, apologize for it, and we're all going to hopefully move off.
I got dumber listening to Plaxico's take.
Well, yeah, I'm glad I didn't hear it earlier today. Where are you beaming tonight?
A weekend play. Everything for me is right out here at TPC Southwind for the next to last weekend ever. There are a few crocodile tears I'm seeing from some because a lot of people are already trying to figure out, maybe that money from FedEx could go to them or their interest. And there are some that I don't think really ever love the golf tournament as much as a lot of us. So some of the crocodile tears I could do without.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you on that. Yeah, beam me out here as well. I mean, it has been a fun first 2 days, and it feels like it's going to be a really fun weekend. Obviously, the fans are just going to go ballistic if Scotty keeps this up and is ultimately the winner on Sunday. That would be an absolute, slam dunk fan favorite if he gets the job done. But if we're going to go outside of that and not kind of stick to both of us with the same place, beam me. I think I beamed there last night. Maybe I didn't. I think I actually beamed to the Field of Dreams game last night. Beam me to Brewers and Dodgers later tonight. Yeah. Last night, the Brewers getting the win on the road. We'll see what it looks like later tonight. Again, that is a late night game out in LA. Can't promise that I'll still be awake at that time, but I'll keep up with it.
I think at some point this weekend we'll be getting closer to college football quarterback starters being named at a lot of places. I know on Monday the annual outrage of the first release of the Associated Press poll, but in preseason games this weekend, will we see Ty Simpson for the Rams against Kansas City? You mentioned Milwaukee and Tinseltown against the Dodgers. It should be fun. Cards and Cubs on the north side of Chicago. Detroit at home against the White Sox. Detroit, they're rallying again after a lot of management gave up.
Yeah, no, they really are. And so it would be quite the story if they go out there and make the playoffs, maybe make some noise in the postseason after dealing by far their best players. So, no, it's going to be a really fun weekend across Major League Baseball. And, again, if you are just tuning in, want to hear about the Tee Times are out for tomorrow's third round. It gets started bright and early. If you want to come out here and see the first group, they go off at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's after the first 2 rounds has been at 7:10, and then the big dogs at 12:45. Scotty Scheffler and Sung Jae Im.
Just an extraordinary week, though.
Yeah, no,
great job, Ryan. Great job for everybody. Connor back at the station, everybody back at Flynn Broadcasting, everybody associated with Flynn Broadcasting, I think, can be really proud of this week.
And thank you to Q1075. We've been simulcasting over there the last 3 days, so appreciate them again. As this is just a special week and special tournament, and so doing it big right here on Sports 56. I do want to thank our great sponsors one last time. Our title sponsor, Landers Ford. Our leaderboard updates, they are brought to you by Sissy's Log Cabin, and then all of our other great sponsors like the Half Shell, Canali Funeral Directors, Huey's Restaurant, Colonial Country Club, Forest Hill Grill, Holly Winter Jewelry, Ronnie Grisani's, First National Bank, Jim's Place Grill, Bangers Pickleball, and Jason's Deli. We appreciate you more than words can even explain, helping make this week possible out here at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Well, while the fun's done for us, the fun isn't done out here the rest of the weekend. Again, great slate tomorrow, so make sure you get out here, enjoy the best golfers in the world. But that's all the time we have. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you again Monday afternoon.